him, and he's my guy. So he did plenty of redemption.
Troy Smith, congratulations. Redemption time. Tell me a little bit about your game tonight. What was the difference?
Oh, man, just sending the seniors out with a win. That's what every person on the team set out to do today. You know, again, I want to give thanks to God because without him, none of this is possible. But sending the seniors out with a win today, that was our main focus.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, baby. Thanks.
So Troy Smith and the Buckeyes win it 34-20 over the Fighting Irish.
From the Georgia Dome at Atlanta, it's the transplanted Nokia Sugar Bowl, the 72nd edition, moved to Atlanta because of the devastation of Hurricane Katrina. God willing, it'll be back at the Superdome next year. Our Bowl Championship Series continues. The matchup, the Big East champions and the Southeastern Conference champions. It's the Mountaineers of West Virginia and the Bulldogs of Georgia from the Georgia Dome. Both teams won 10 games this year. Neither expected to finish as high as they did, especially as champions of their respective conferences. This telecast available on ABC HD, presented by DLP Picture Technology. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. Welcome to Atlanta. We are all set to go. The Big East champions and the Southeastern Conference champions set to do battle. Mark Richt in his 5th year. 52 wins already. Only one of 9 Division I coaches in history with 50 or more wins in his first 5 years. And Rich Rodriguez, his 5th year. 35 of his 38 wins have come in the last 4 seasons. 4th straight trip for West Virginia to a bowl game. They've never been in a BCS bowl game. They've never won a Sugar Bowl championship. For the Georgia Bulldogs, this could be their 2nd Nokia Sugar Bowl title in the last 3 years. West Virginia won the toss and deferred. Georgia will receive. Pat McAfee's got it teed up, and the 72nd Nokia Sugar Bowl in Atlanta is underway. Kick to Marcus Brown in the corner. He can't return it, and Georgia will work offensively from its own 20-yard line. That means DJ Shockley, and partner, he has had some kind of season. He waited his turn, and all that loyalty paid off.
He did. He waited 4 years behind David Green. He had 1 year to show what he could do. He brought this team to another championship of the SEC, and he was the best quarterback in the conference. He wants to have a big game here tonight, going out, and then, you know, he wants to showcase himself. He wants to go on to the Senior Bowl and then on to the NFL.
First down for the Dogs from the 20. Play action. Shockley pump fake, steps up in the pocket, going deep. Got a man out there and got him in and out of the hands at the 35-yard line. It was intended for Kenneth Harris making his first start, and he almost pulled in the long ball. Let's take a look at our Nokia starting lineups. For the Dogs, in front of DJ Shockley up front is Inman Jones, Tanner, one of 2 centers that plays a lot big, Max Gene Gillis, and Dennis Rowland. The backs and receivers to start the game. Thomas Brown will see 3 backs at times. Brandon Sutherland is the fullback. Big Leonard Pope, the tight end. McClendon and Harris are the starting wide receivers. Sean Bailey out with an injury. There's the biggest target in the SEC, Leonard Pope, all 6'8" of it. On 2nd and 10, Brown cuts it outside, trying to get to the corner, got about 4. It's a tough West Virginia defense, though. Number 1 in the Big East, 8th in the country. Here's how they stack up. Dykes, Hunter is the big nose tackle, and Wilson. The linebackers, McLee, Henry, and Noshel. And then 5 DBs, but Mike Norello might as well be considered a linebacker along with McCann, Wicks, Adai, and Mims.
He's half linebacker, half strong safety. They are 8th in the nation in total defense, and they are 11th in the nation in turnover margin, so they do take the ball away.
DJ Shockley with 3 wideouts as McClendon, Massaquoi, and Harris are out there for him. Here comes a blitz off the corner, trying to set up a screen pass. It's delivered too high, intended for Thomas Brown. They had it set up.
They had the play.
DJ was getting a lot of heat.
Georgia had the play they wanted. That was good planning. Mark Richt calls the plays. He had what he wanted. They just didn't connect on it. The blitz comes from the right side.
Eric Wicks.
Look at all the red shirts out there. Wicks gets there. Wicks is the strong safety. So one of the safeties blitzing early in the ball game.
Back deep, Antonio Lewis and Vaughn Rivers waiting on the punt from Gordon Neely-Kelso. And he'll be delivering this near his own 15-yard line. Averaging almost 43 yards a punt on the season. Hangs it up. Returnable, though, from the 28. Made the first man miss. Lewis Across the 45, an excellent field position for the Mountaineers out to the 47-yard line. 48-yard punt, but a 19-yard return.
Nice return by Lewis.
Well, after Georgia's 3 and out, it's Pat White's turn. The redshirt freshman quarterback. What a year he's had.
This is his 5th start on the year. He took over after the Virginia Tech game and has started the last 4 games. This will be his 5th start. He is outstanding.
You saw 875 yards rushing. The only player in college football Division I that had a better per rush average was Reggie Bush.
Get used to this. This is a spread offense, but they don't throw it a lot. They'll run it most of the time.
White flanked by Slayton, the freshman, and he gets the call off the right side. Georgia trying to stretch it out. Slayton's got the corner and more. First down, West Virginia on the first play of the ball game. Let's take a look at the Nokia starting lineups for the Mountaineers. In front of White, Moses and Justice are all Big East performers with Garrett, Stanchek, and Sheffy. Slayton is the freshman sensation. Bailey, the tight end. Bolden, Miles, and Renaud, the 3 guys we've already seen at wide receiver. So immediately, the Mountaineers move into dog territory at the 42-yard line. Faking the handoff and keeping is White, and he doesn't get much. Tony Taylor, the middle linebacker, and Will Thompson made the stop. Defensively for Georgia, there was one change up front as Ray Gant comes in. Gerald Anderson's got a bad back. Moses, the leading sacker. Golston and Thompson round out the front group. The linebackers only 3 times this year. All the linebackers have played together. Miller, Taylor, and Jackson is the way they want it. Tony Taylor back in the middle. Mitter, Blue, Battle, and Jennings, a secondary. It's a veteran group. It's a good group. Greg Blue will take your head off. And Tony Taylor's the guy in the middle that just had the first tackle of the ball game. Second down at 10, West Virginia. White taking it wide. Got the corner, got a good block. Now the flag down, might have a holding call as he got to the 35-yard line. Tim Jennings came up on the corner and made the stop. The officials, that's Jay Strickerts from the Pac-10. It's a Pac-10 officiating crew. On the first penalty.
Holding on the offense, number 49. 10-yard penalty, previous spot, still second down.
So that backs up what West Virginia's got going. Third man in our crew, as always, on the field in Swan. Swanee?
Thank you, Brett. I talked to Rich Rodriguez before the game, and he said what he wanted this team to do is to be efficient. The long layoff, you usually see a lot of penalties. He wanted to cut that out. And he also wanted his young quarterback, Pat White, to get on the perimeter. He wanted to put the ball in his hands to get him comfortable, to take the edge off, because this is his first big-time bowl game, Brett.
He got him on the edge, but he got a holding call in front of him, and it negated a good gain, and it brings up a second down and 20, and the Mountaineers are back on their end of the field at the 48-yard line. They set up in an I for the first time tonight. And don't count out the fullback, Owen Schmidt. He'll get the ball occasionally. It's a draw play to Slayton. Big opening off the left side. He's in the open field. He's got great speed. Slayton inside the 20. He's gone. Touchdown, West Virginia. Shocking the Georgia defense on its opening drive. A 52-yard touchdown run. Season-long run for Slayton of 52. McAfee in for the point after. Up and good.
And no surprise there, Brad. They're 5th in the nation in rushing offense. And this is just a draw play on third down. Long yardage. Takes it to the house.
There's an accident in this country every 5 seconds. Allstate thinks that's too often. So they have new rewards to encourage you to drive safely. Now, for each year you go without having one of these, you'll get $100 off your deductible. Introducing Deductible Rewards. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. Let's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
wonderful day at the Disneyland 50th anniversary. Come celebrate with us.
You all right?
Yeah, just an old football injury. Tore my rotator cuff against the Giants in '88. Yeah, got to play hurt though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I burnt my tongue on some lentil soup last night. It really hurts.
Be okay to do the show?
Oh, yeah. I'll suck it up.
What makes them different makes them great. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, hey! That was my car.
Oh, that was your car? Well, this is my parking spot. I park here every day. That's an honest mistake.
The Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC.
Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, the 72nd Nokia Sugar Bowl. We were going to talk about Pat White and Slayton, and we didn't have time, but we can talk about him now.
If we would have had time to get to you before the game, we would have said, watch for Slayton and watch for White. Those two guys, those two freshmen, are dynamite.
And they are, and Slayton took it 52 yards. The first touchdown of the ball game capped a three-play, 53-yard drive in a minute and 38 seconds, showing that great speed. He didn't start until the 5th game of the season and ended up with almost 1,000 yards rushing. And so now Mark Richt talking things over with DJ Shockley, and Georgia's just got to settle down, not let that bother them, and get their second possession and try to do something with it.
Slayton was actually the 4th running back starting out the season. They had a guy named Jason Gwaltney, who was the top recruit running back in the Big in the East that went to West Virginia. Nobody knew anything about Slayton.
McAvee's kick again deep, and they won't be able to return it. 2 touchbacks on the 2 kicks. Let's take another look at the touchdown. It happened in a hurry.
Take a look from behind. The fullback here is just going to go lead the way up into the hole. The offensive line, nobody pulls. They all just block. Now watch the fullback. Gets the block there in the huge hole off to the left side. Slayton saves his speed until he gets to an area where he can use it. He read the blocking well, got through the hole. You know, he's got, for a freshman running back, very impressed with it.
Flags down as Georgia carries it out to the 25. Craig Lumpkin on the carry for Georgia, but again, a penalty marker thrown immediately. This rate's going to be a long night.
Incidental face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Yardage results in a first down.
So with the 5 plus 5 more, it's going to be a first down for Georgia. Incidental face mask, and it's right there. Warren Young trying to drop it down as Lumpkin took it to the corner, and Georgia's got a first down. Let's talk about our game plan, Bob.
Well, Shockley has to lead the way for the offense. And for West Virginia defense, they're good tacklers. They got to bring these guys down, but they need some takeaways as well.
So Georgia, after their opening 3 and out, with their initial first down of the ball game at the 30-yard line. Lumpkin again, big hole up the middle, and he might have another first down. This is a little of what we saw in the Georgia Tech game that we did. They started the game with Thomas Brown, Craig Lumpkin, who missed all of last year with a knee injury, back, and he's a bulldozer.
Well, that big offensive line, Tanner and Gene Gillis and Jones up front there, and Rowan and Inman, just it's a 3-man line, and if you don't have anything going on with the linebackers behind him, by that I mean by slanting the defensive line and bringing the linebackers another way, if you don't have anything going on, those guys are just sitting ducks.
We've got a timeout taken by West Virginia. They've got a guy shaken up on the field. We'll take a break in Atlanta where West Virginia leads by a touchdown.
Time for another recruit
Recruiting visit. Mike Hall and Tom Luganbill here. Let's look at Florida State.
Athletes, and more athletes, Mike. Same old story at Florida State. Starts with Myron Roll, our number one recruit in the ESPN 150. Big physical corner out of the Hun School in Princeton. And then Anthony Leon out of Gulliver Prep down in Miami. Big physical safety that can run but can also play wideout just as easily. And Devontre Richardson, a lot of people are calling him another Charlie Ward.
Much more on this February 1st, National Signing Day on ESPNU.
If it's played on a campus, it's on ESPNU. Touchdown! Unbelievable! The best college sports action all year long. Another great play. He's got it! At the buzzer! Here's what's playing tonight at 6. Big Ten basketball. Michigan takes on the Indiana Hoosiers. At 8, in case you missed it, catch Notre Dame and Ohio State in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. ESPNU, always in season.
Attention, if you're uninsured, stop neglecting your family's health because you do not have insurance. There is an affordable solution. Listen very carefully to this vital announcement. Welcome to Prudent Choice. Prudent Choice is a nationwide network of 850,000 premier healthcare providers offering huge discounts to 60% for doctors, dentists, and other medical needs, all for little more than $1 a day. And because Prudent Choice is not health insurance, there are no deductibles, no waiting period, and you can't be turned down for any reason.
With Prudent Choice, now everybody can afford quality health care.
I saved $4,000 on my medical bills.
If you and your family don't have health insurance, you need Prudent Choice, so you'll never have to pay full price for your medical care again.
Call 1-800-365-7185. Get $300 in free health care plus 2 months free with annual membership.
Second game of the Bowl Championship Series from Atlanta, the Nokia Sugar Bowl. 72nd edition. Georgia trailing West Virginia 7-0. But they've got their offense working with Craig Lumpkin on the carry out to the 41-yard line. Try him again. Ran over one guy and got about 3. Kevin McLean made the stop, and a late flag flies in. In the middle of that is Max Gene Gillis, one of the offensive captains. He's hard to miss. They list him at 340. He blocks out the sun in Athens. I don't know if he's only 340 or not.
That was before dinner.
Yeah.
After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 74. 15-yard penalty, first down.
We've had a lot of flags already, haven't we?
Here we go. I think he called the wrong number. Max Gene Gillis is the Georgia number 74.
He comes in real late.
The foul was on number 74 on Georgia.
That makes a little more sense.
The down will be 2.
Gene Gillis come in just real late and shoved one of the players.
Eric Wicks, I think, is the guy I got tangled up with. DJ Shockley has said of Max Gene Gillis, I have a hard time seeing around him a lot, but I'd rather have him in front of me than trying to tackle me.
You don't mind those offensive linemen if they're big. You like big bodies, big butts. I mean, it's secure. It gives you a good feeling when you walk up to the line of scrimmage and you see these 5 guys bent over.
Well, he's got both of those.
Yeah, so does Roland.
So that backs Georgia up now as they finally set the sticks back at about the 29-yard line. It'll be a first down and 22.
I'll tell you what, that long touchdown by Slayton did. It just threw a cold glass of water over this Georgia team and kind of woke them up and said, hey, we're in a football game with these guys.
So first down and long. Well, at this rate, we're going to be here until the national championship game that Keith and Dan are going to do.
Offense, number 81, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Another penalty. It'll be second down and 27. Let's check in with Lynn.
Well, Bob and Brad, we always have to keep things in perspective. And when I was talking to Rich Rodriguez early this morning, there's a tragic coal mining accident in West Virginia, about an hour from Rodriguez's home, an hour and a half from Morgantown. And he wanted to extend his prayers to the families of the coal miners involved in that accident. because he knows that a lot of those Miners will be home tonight watching West Virginia on TV had it not been for the accident.
We hope things are going well there, and we won't know, I'm sure, for a time. But you talk about a local hero. It's Rich Rodriguez, because Granttown is his hometown, which is only about 20 minutes, 25 minutes from Morgantown. And they've got a sign on both ends of town that say Granttown, hometown of Rich Rodriguez. And they say that the town's so small they could have probably just put it on both sides of the same sign. I'm from one of those too. You don't need two signs.
Well, he's an alumnus. He went there. He was a defensive back, played for Don Nealon. Don Nealon is here tonight. In fact, he went into the National Football League Hall of Fame this year.
DJ Shockley with pressure coming from behind, and boy, the white jerseys, he just took too long, and that's coverage downfield. DJ couldn't find an open man, and finally all the white jerseys showed up and swallowed them, led by Mike Norello, the guy we talked about earlier, the combination linebacker DB, and Georgia's got to give it up again. So they got a couple first downs with Lumpkin, and then the penalty killed him.
I don't think a lot of people around this state and around the country have given West Virginia their due. I think they're a lot better football team than most people, and I think they're finding out tonight.
Ely Kelso on the punt. Lewis says it's mine, and he'll take it at the 24. Made the first one miss again. There's a flag down, though. Out to the 45-yard line, but it's going to be coming back.
There's another flag.
Well, we've got a couple of them out there. Well, Jay Strickerts has gotten more camera time so far than DJ Shockley and Pat White combined. Here's the call.
Well, Bob and Brad, while you look at both coaches right there, I think this is what Rodriguez was trying to emphasize at the start of the game about eliminating mistakes, not making stupid penalties. The long layoff between the last game, the holiday season, then getting into Atlanta, getting ready for the ball game. Both teams lose a little bit of the edge. One of the great advantages can be which team gets into the rhythm, which team gets into their game and plays with control and eliminates these kinds of mistakes.
Yeah, Lynn, there's three teams out there on that field. There's a team of officials, and they're from the Pac-10, and we kind of heard that during the year the Pac-10 officials seem to throw more flags. But of all the flags they've thrown tonight, I can't find any that were not justifiable. I mean, the fouls are there. They gotta throw the flag.
They might want to figure out what to do after they throw them a little bit quicker. Just an opinion.
I agree with that one, partner.
There are two fouls on the play. Illegal block in the back on the receiving team, number 3. Also, personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 42. Those penalties offset. We'll replay the down.
Boy, I don't know how it took that long to figure out you have to do it again.
Yeah, that's when you really wish they didn't have the microphone and they just got together and they just said, all right, what do you got? What do you got? Let's go back and kick it again.
So we'll try it one more time. Remember, the penalty on that guy is what stalled Georgia's fairly good-looking second drive of the ball game. So Ely Kelso and the punting unit have to come back on. Mark Richt, the SEC Coach of the Year. And Rich Rodriguez, the Big East Coach of the Year. Ely Kelso, local product for the Georgia Bulldogs. Played right there at Clark Central in Athens. It was a second-team Big East, Southeastern Conference punter. Ooh, he got close to that one. He hung it up. They'll have to call fair catch. Vaughn Rivers does at about the 36-yard line. So West Virginia gets it back, leading by 7. They've combined to win 712 games and 4 national titles, and now fresh on the heels of their conference championships, Joe Paterno and Bobby Bowden meet the FedEx Orange Bowl. It's tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, right here on ABC Sports.
I think that's going to be a pretty good football game.
Should be.
I think Florida State has gotten a little bit out of their funk, and it's great to see Penn State and Joe Paterno back playing good football.
So the Mountaineers with a touchdown lead and a first down at their own 36-yard line. White on the option will keep it. Thought about a late pitch and thought better of it. Tony Taylor, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
This is the offense that West Virginia uses. Rich Rodriguez had this offense when he was at Tulane and also when he was with Clemson. He's the offensive coordinator, calls the plays. They use a spread, but they don't throw the ball that much. It's two receivers on either side of the field, but most of it's going to be a running play.
Now they're going to throw, and there's a strike complete. And a big gain inside the 40 of the 35, Darius Renaud. Beg your pardon, Brandon Miles. 30-yard pickup. So just when you get lulled to sleep by the running game of West Virginia, don't forget this kid was drafted by Major League Baseball. He's got a pretty wicked arm, too.
Receiver not the top of the screen, just going to get in the area right between the corner and the safety. And as you mentioned, White with a strong arm fits it in there.
To the 32-yard line. Nice run after the catch. First down for the Mountaineers. They've got it working here in the first quarter with 8 minutes remaining. And another good gain by Slayton. Picked up 8 more. Greg Blue came up from the secondary to make the hit. And right now, West Virginia's got Georgia on their heels.
Well, what Georgia knows, the defense knows, is this offense spreads you out and then they run the football. They're the number 5 rushing team in the nation and the 115th passing team in the nation. So they're not going to worry too much about them throwing. They just want to stop the run.
They've got 4 wideouts in this grouping, 3 to the top of your screen, and they're going to flare it out there quickly and got it to Renaud this time. And he just weaves his way down the sideline. I'll tell you, the other group in here that's shocked, other than the Georgia defense, is the Georgia crowd. Obviously, this is the 3rd straight game the Dogs have played in Atlanta. They beat Georgia Tech in their final regular season game, and LSU in here in the Southeastern Conference Championship game. And right now, West Virginia is rocking them.
Well, there's a lot of red in this building, but there's also a lot of yellow and blue.
First and goal at the 7. White looks to the sideline. Quarterback draw. Trying to find some room and trying to pick up some blockers inside the 5, and he made something out of nothing there. He's inside the 4. Georgia, I think, knew what was coming. They just couldn't catch him.
Couldn't do anything about it. Pat White was not the starter at the beginning of the year. Adam Bednarik was. He got in every now and then Rich Rodriguez just could not let him in, not let him play. He just had to get him on the field.
Second down and goal at the 3. West Virginia by a touchdown, leading 7-0. They fake it to Slayton. White wants to throw. Does to the end zone. Touchdown. Darius Renaud's second catch of the drive. Three-yard touchdown throw, and White, for him, his 8th of the year.
White rolls to his left. Doesn't seem like he's intimidated by the Georgia Bulldogs or playing in the dome or all of the stands and the fans and all that other stuff. He's calm and getting it done.
Extra point by McAfee's good. The 11th ranked team in the country shocking the Georgia Bulldogs right now. It's early and there's a lot of football left, but they're up by 2 touchdowns. The Mountaineers have come from Morgantown looking for their first Sugar Bowl crowd, and they are off to a good start. West Virginia 14, Georgia nothing.
To play professional volleyball, you better be in great shape. To play at age 41, you better be in the best shape of your life. How do I do it? Bowflex.
Introducing the all-new Bowflex Extreme 2. Now you can get great results faster than ever.
I've been an athlete all my life, and nothing works better than Bowflex. I've been on this machine for 6 weeks and packed 12 pounds of muscle onto my frame.
Call right now for your free DVD that tells you all about Bowflex.
I put the Extreme 2 to the test. I got pumped arms, ripped abs, and legs of steel. Let's face the facts, we all get older, but we sure don't have to look it. I'll admit it, I want to look good and perform well at the beach. But if I'm out slamming it with 20-somethings, I need the kind of shape that only comes from strength training with Bowflex.
Change your body in one easy 20-minute workout, done just 3 times a week. The new Bowflex Extreme 2 features a no-cable change pulley system, delivering faster workouts than ever, because you don't have to change cables between exercises.
That cuts down on my workout time, which allows me to do more of the things that I want to do.
If you're serious about losing weight, getting fit, and getting in awesome shape, then check out the new Extreme 2.
To be back playing pro volleyball after leaving the tour over 10 years ago is amazing. If you want real results real fast, you need a real Bowflex. Believe me, there are great advantages to having a Bowflex body.
Call right now for this free DVD or order directly from Bowflex for only $25 a month. Call today or visit them online.
I'm 41 years old, and I'm in the best shape of my life.
You're watching the Nokia Sugar Bowl on ABC Sports.
The Mountaineers of West Virginia, 3-yard touchdown throw. Pat White to Renaud. Here's the score.
The receiver that's going to get open is going to come across. White is going to roll out. The fullback slides out here. He didn't get the fullback, but he wants the receiver in the end zone, Renaud. Little fake, rolled across. Now here's what he sees. He sees right in here, right through the opening there, gets it in between the 2 safeties. That's Battle and Blue, fits it in there.
And again, McAfee, his 3rd kickoff, his 3rd touchback, pinning Georgia at its 20 on all his kickoffs. So now, a little bit of pressure on Georgia, down 2 scores.
Well,
let's take a look at our Tostitos player comparison. Let's take a look at the 2 quarterbacks. Not a lot of comparison as far as passing yardage this year.
This is coming into the game. The yards, obviously White hasn't thrown as much as Shock has.
Shocker will throw here. DJ throws incomplete, intended for Martrez Milner, the number 2 tight end, and I use that kind of loosely because he's as good a one as there is around. It's just that Hope's the starter.
I think this whole Bulldog team is in shock. I mean, they played on this stadium a month ago and just really took it to LSU. LSU took it to Miami a few days ago, and then you know that Georgia had to feel pretty good about themselves, but they come out here, first 2 possessions, they punt, and West Virginia scores on their first 2 possessions.
They may be in shock, but in shock they're going to have to trust. Here's a good run up the middle. Ball is out. I think West Virginia's got it. They do. D. McCann on the fumble recovery. McCann came up from the safety spot. The ball was out, and West Virginia's got it back.
Well, we mentioned they're great at knocking the ball loose. Turnover margin, they're in the top 10 in the country. That ball just good. That's a good hit. Ball, helmet right on the ball. Ball comes out. The white shirts have it.
D. McCann with a recovery, a dive with a hit. And West Virginia in great shape again. Plus 12 on the turnover margin. Now they're plus in this ball game, and they've got a 2-touchdown lead. First down at the Georgia 26. Slayton, big hole off the right side again. Now he cuts it up. Gets 8 or 9 before he's run out of bounds. Well, this offensive line's really coming off the ball as well for West Virginia.
Well, it's what this does, this offense, this spread, it causes indecision in the minds of the linebackers. When the quarterback fakes to the back, they have to hold their position. They don't know whether to go with the back across the formation or wait to see if the quarterback's got it and he's going the other way.
Basically, the blocking makes the defense make decisions in space, which isn't a normal Southeastern Conference try to slam it down your throat approach. Here's the fullback, and this time Georgia is there to meet Owen Schmidt. No gain on the play. Jarvis Jackson and Tony Taylor along with Blue from the secondary to make the stop. And it brings up a third down situation. I'm not sure West Virginia's been in a third down situation tonight. They haven't. Third down at 2.
This is the same offense that Rich Rodriguez used at Tulane with Sean King that was so successful. At Clemson with Woody Dantzler was so successful.
High snap. White wants to throw back and does. Got a little screen out on the side. It's a first down, and it's going to be close to 1st and goal. Brandon Miles with another catch and a good run after. That's the second time he's done that tonight. The first time he got 30 yards. This time he got 7.
White goes away first, holds the linebackers, and then comes back and throws the other way.
So now they've got a first down at the 11-yard line, and Georgia's a man short defensively trying to run a defensive lineman out there, and he just got in place in time. White on the option, and he's going to lose a little bit here. A yard or 2. Charles Johnson was the first man there. Tony Taylor, the middle linebacker, as well. West Virginia, their red zone offense this year. 43 for 50 with 35 touchdowns, including a couple tonight.
The bad news is Georgia inside the red zone is last in the SEC.
At the 13. 2nd down and 12. End around coming. It's Renaud who scored, and he scored again.
The wide receiver got a great block.
Renaud, who just scored on a 3-yard touchdown reception, now adds a 13-yard end around for a score. The faces of the Georgia fans tell the story here.
Yeah. West Virginia scored on their first 3 possessions.
And they lead 21-0. Remember, this followed a fumble as Georgia lost the handle. West Virginia knew what to do with it. They go 26 yards in 5 plays for another touchdown. And now you talk about putting the pressure on DJ Shockley. His team in his final game as a Bulldog trails by 21 points in the first quarter.
Here's big news on term life insurance. Now you can get the protection your family needs from one of the nation's most respected insurers at great rates. Matrix Direct now offers quality coverage from American General Life, a highly rated insurer with over 75 years of experience. A 40-year-old man can get a $250,000 policy for less than $14 a month. A 40-year-old woman can get that same coverage for less than $12 a month. This is insurance you can depend on from American General Life, one of the nation's strongest insurance companies. American General Life will be there when you need protection most. Call now for your free quote on quality term life insurance. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation.
Call Matrix Direct now for your free quote. Call 1-800-372-8011. It only takes 5 minutes to get a free quote. That's 1-800-372-8011. Or visit AIGTermLife.com.
Here's to the beginning. A chance to carve out a new path. For this time, will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
Bob, perfect execution on the end around and a great block by the wide receiver.
Exactly. White's going to go this way. The receiver that gets the ball, Renaud, but watch the block right here by Thompson when he cracks back to the inside. Little shift right there, but right here, the huge block by Thompson, and Renaud just gets around and gets into the end zone.
That took Greg Blue right out of the play, and Renaud did the rest. His second touchdown, capping just a 26-yard march. Remember, that followed a fumble by Danny Ware, who's right there hiding behind his teammates.
You know, Brad, you know, they're so methodical. I mean, it's just they're under control, very disciplined, matter of fact, take care of business. And it's West Virginia I'm talking about, not Georgia.
Right. Marcus Brown from the 3. First time Georgia's been able to return a kick. And he's not going to get to the 20-yard line. Take a look right now at our Dodge defensive playbook, Bob.
All right, this is why, look over here. These two guys are stacked. I'm talking about the guys in the white. The defensive end and the linebacker right behind him. But when the ball snapped, watch what happens. The linebacker jumps inside. Now he beats the block of the fullback. That's his gap, his hole. He beats the block of the fullback and tackles the running back in the backfield. That is great linebacker play.
Georgia's 4th straight start at its own 20-yard line. And 21 down with 4:21 to go in the first quarter. Brown's back in there at tailback. They fake it to him, and Shockley has it tipped incomplete. Kevin McClee is the guy that got a hand up there to knock it down.
West Virginia is doing everything right. Georgia is not.
Shockley 0 for 4 after McClee went airborne, and the folks around Georgia know about Kevin McClee. They call him Boo. They call his daddy that too. Still the number 5 rusher in Georgia history, his dad. Shockley flushed out of the pocket again. Gets what he can. It's not going to be a first down, I don't think. About a yard shy. Eric Wicks made the tackle. Georgia's going to have a 3rd down and a yard coming up.
Georgia needs to keep the ball here, Brad. This is a huge 3rd down. I mean, if they have to turn the ball back over, they haven't stopped West Virginia yet.
No.
They need this offense to stay on the field and get a nice long drive. Let their defense get a blow.
Brown in a stacked backfield. He'll get the call, and he's got the first down, trying to break free, and he'll get out to the 35-yard line. Remember, Georgia on its opening drive was 3 and out, punted. West Virginia took it down for a touchdown. Then Georgia had something working. Lumpkin got a couple of first down runs, but then the penalty, the unsportsmanlike conduct on Gene Gillis backed him up. They had to get rid of it again, and then the 3rd time they had it, they had a decent run and they fumbled. So the last 2 possessions, a penalty and a turnover, killed them. And now, as Bob said, when you're down 153 to 46 in total yards, you got to find a way to keep your hands on the football.
Just stay on the field offensively.
Brown hitting the hole, got a yard maybe. Bobby Hathaway made the stop.
And it's you know, this, I mean, I'm not for sure, but I don't think Georgia offensively faced any defenses like this season. I mean, it's a 3-3-5. The linebackers are going one way, the fronts are going another. You can line up a lot of different ways, but it's very aggressive, and after everybody's moving.
The numbers indicate how good West Virginia's defense has been. 2nd and 9 for the Dogs at their own 36, and here comes the blitz. Shockley has to step away from it. Still trying to find some room, and DJ will head to the sideline. It looks like he got a first down. Nope, they're going to mark him out about a foot short. Pickup of 8. They asked, you know, the West Virginia players, is it a 3-3-5 or is it a 3-5-3? Because they got that combination banded in there, and Mike Lorella, they said, we just call it a stack. That's all we call it.
Well, look what they do here. Here's a linebacker, and here's a safety. Now, at the snap of the ball, both of those guys are rushing the passer. And that's what causes him to have to move to his left or our left and get out of the pocket eventually. They've always got somebody coming. You never know where they're coming from.
Again, a 3rd and short for Georgia. The fullback got the first down. Brandon Sutherland, the redshirt freshman out of Decatur, has got the first down. They'll move the sticks again. 2nd time they've converted a 3rd and 1 on this drive. The only thing Georgia probably has seen that resembles this is a few years ago when Charlie Strong ran a defense somewhat like this when he was a defensive coordinator at South Carolina.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. But you don't see this type of defense or this style of offense West Virginia has very often.
Shockley, play action, look out. Hit as he throws, the ball is loose. West Virginia's on top of it unless they call it an incomplete pass. And right now they're saying West Virginia football. Another Georgia turnover just when they got things working. Lorello, the guy we just talked about, the combination DB linebacker, is the one that made the hit.
As you just mentioned it, Lorello on the coming from the right side beats the tackle over there. See if his arm is coming forward. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a good call.
Right at the 50-yard line.
It's a linebacker that beat Inman, an offensive lineman.
I think they're going to take a look at this. Or Georgia took a timeout. The ball coming out. The arm going forward. It appeared after the fact. And the line of scrimmage will be the 50-yard line. Let's take another look. Georgia took the timeout here, hoping that the officials are going to look at the replay.
The defensive guy knocked the ball out of the hand first before it was even coming up.
A replay officials, Bill Richardson. So if indeed they choose to look at it, that would be the man doing the honors. And the play under review. This would be huge if Georgia could keep control of the football and an incomplete pass. If not, they give it right back to West Virginia at the midfield stripe with a 21-point lead. A rough first quarter for Georgia and a near perfect first quarter for the Mountaineers of West Virginia. DJ Shockley talks upstairs. We look from a different angle.
Here's a defensive lineman, defensive lineman, defensive lineman. Right here is an outside linebacker slash strong safety. He's rushing against an offensive tackle. They just don't know where they're coming from. You're not sure who to block, how to treat them.
Well, now apparently we're not going to get an announcement even. West Virginia will take over offensively. So a play under review, and no referee to tell us that indeed West Virginia will keep the football. We see it now as the play is snapped, and a 1-yard gain into Georgia territory at the 49 for Steve Slayton. Their 113th year of football. I don't know if West Virginia's ever had a quarter this good before. First time they've been to 4 straight bowl games since the 1981 through 84 seasons. That 81 team was a Peach Bowl, and Coach Rodriguez was part of that team under Don Nehlen, as Bob mentioned earlier. Second down, a long 9. Just a direct snap. White just takes off with it, and he finds some room up the middle. It'll be about 2 yards shy of a first down. Lynn?
Well, Brad, you said the Peach Bowl. For those folks at home that did not see the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl this year, both Georgia and West Virginia were here for that game. Why do I bring this up? Because for LSU in that ball game, they had a quarterback that had never started for them. Came into this ball game and was absolutely superb. I have to believe that Pat White saw that ball game, learned from that experience, and he is playing a very controlled, efficient football game, unflustered by the fact that this is his first Sugar Bowl, his first BCS bowl game.
Yep, and Matt Flynn did have a big night on Friday, as Bob and Swanee and I were here for that one. And it was a rout for LSU, and it caused a lot of replacement of coaches at Miami in the last day or so. Another reason Rich Rodriguez said he wanted to bring his team is because he said we wanted to come into the big building and see what the excitement's all about, hear the noise, try to get a feel for it, so when we go in there, it won't be like the first time we've been at the rodeo. He said we did kind of a Hoosier thing. We brought in, came in, made sure it was 100 yards long and 53 1/3 yards wide, and they're playing like they're in their backyard right now.
I like Rich Rodriguez.
I do too. Slayton, another cutback. Broke 2 tackles, now 3. finally going to be stopped at about the 35-yard line by Charles Johnson. They can't seem to bring Slayton down because of his moves and his speed, and White's been awfully shifty both with his legs and his arm. And what a first quarter for the Mountaineers of West Virginia from the Big East Conference, as they have dominated the Georgia Bulldogs. And look at them hustle down to the other end of the field. They're eager for the second quarter to start to see if it goes as good as the first. Hadn't been a good start for Uga. Our presentation, the Nokia Sugar Bowl, will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Mountaineers leading 21-0.
I am so tired of overpaying for health insurance.
Wow, I pay a lot less, and that covers me and my family.
If you're self-employed or an individual looking for affordable health insurance for yourself and your family, do what I did. Call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega agent who helped me tailor a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
I got great coverage at a great rate, and I could choose my own doctor on my own or from the network.
Now get this. You're covered 24/7 whether you're on the job, at home, or anywhere in the world. So, do what I did.
Call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company for your free quote. You have absolutely no obligation except the one to yourself, your family, and your business.
Call 1-800-826-8007 for your free mega affordable health insurance quote. Call 1-800-826-8007.
Well, this thing is just about over now. They'll snap the ball, take a knee, and that'll end it. Bills are going to drop this one, and wait a second. The ball is loose. Fisher's got it, and he's got Walker to the 20. He's to the 10. Touchdown, Bills! Listen to this place. Holy moly! What? No! They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. The game comes to an end. The Bills lose a heartbreaker.
Mike Messina. Tim Wakefield. Randy Johnson. Mark Burley. Tim Hudson. Roger Clemens.
It's impressive, very impressive.
Ow!
Watch out for the rocket.
Ow!
What makes them different makes them great. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
You're watching the Nokia Sugar Bowl on ABC Sports.
Nokia Sugar Bowl starting the second quarter has been sweet for West Virginia so far. They lead 21-0. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasley, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta for the transplanted Nokia Sugar Bowl.
Excuse me, Brad. Look at this posse out here.
Yeah, all four of them down there. Renaud, number 2, is the trail man. He's already got 2 touchdowns, 1 on an end around, 1 on a reception. White's just going to take it and run the other way. Got about 3 to the 31. Jarvis Jackson, the outside linebacker over there to make the stop. This will bring up a 3rd down now for West Virginia. This is the end of the first quarter.
Can you tell who's ahead and who's behind?
They couldn't wait to get down there.
I bet they never had all year had a better first quarter than that one.
West Virginia's 3 third down situations have all been 3rd and 2. White fakes it to Slayton, rolls, wants to throw, and now he'll take off on his own, and he's got it and more. Tiptoes out of bounds at about the 19-yard line.
He is so quick that one linebacker or one back cannot bring him down.
Got 12 yards on 3rd and short.
Taylor, the middle linebacker, was out there in good shape. 43 was there and just couldn't make the play.
So down to the 18-yard line and right back in the Georgia red zone again. And looking for more, already leading by 21. High snap, handled pretty well, and Slayton off to the races. Touchdown!
We said this was a little bit different style of offense. This is what Urban Meyer ran last year at Utah.
(28-0) if the extra point is good in West Virginia's favor. Slayton already over 100 yards, and we're less than a minute into the second quarter. McAfee knocks it through. Wow, the folks that came dressed in blue and gold are enjoying it right now. 103 yards and 2 touchdowns for Slayton. Renaud's got the other 2, and with 14:10 remaining in the first half, it's all Mountaineers in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. They lead by 28.
The Rose Bowl game presented by City, Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC.
You already know that college is expensive, and more bills will be arriving soon. You need money for next semester's tuition, books, living expenses, a computer, and other costs. A Chase Education loan can help. You can get up to $30,000 a year for most college expenses, mailed to your home in about a week. It's easy. Students can apply by phone or online in as little as 15 minutes. And unlike other consumer loans, repayment can begin after graduation. If financial aid and federal student loans aren't enough, call 888-663-4408 or visit chaseed43.com. That's 888-663-4408 or chaseed43.com.
Dad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting a dorm room too, right?
Right. You're going to live in a dorm room, and Mommy and I are going to live in a nice cardboard box.
Act now. For a limited time, you'll receive a $100 Best Buy gift card with your loan.
Jerry Rice, football legend. Stacy Keebler, world's hottest wrestler. Kenny Mayne, big league broadcaster. These 3 stars have never had a training camp like this.
What have I gotten myself into?
ABC Thursday. They're in for a new ball game. Who will rise? Who will fall? And will one be the champion?
Football is easy. This is hard.
Dancing with the Stars, live 2-hour premiere. Thursday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
It's the first step towards Super Bowl 40, NFL Wild Card Saturday. First, will Portis and the Redskins be ready for their rematch against Gruden and the Buccaneers? Then, can the Jaguars take down the defending champion Patriots dynamic duo of Belichick and Brady? Who will advance? Who will go home? NFL Wild Card Saturday doubleheader coverage begins Saturday at 3 Eastern on ABC, home of Super Bowl 40.
If a picture tells 1,000 words, these pictures tell of 4 touchdowns. If you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, they didn't have to come far. If they came from Athens, only about an hour. A lot of them obviously in the Atlanta area. And the looks of concern, I think they should be. West Virginia is dominating the Southeastern Conference champions right now, 28-0, and we still have a long way to go here in the second quarter.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How can Georgia look so good against LSU here a month ago and play this way in the first quarter here tonight?
That is a good question. Thomas Brown will take a knee, and that's 4 touchdown backs in 5 kicks. West Virginia's possessions, as you might guess, about as golden as the stripes down the side of their jerseys. Georgia's are not. 2 punts and a couple of fumbles.
Well, they haven't had the ball very long. They haven't done much with them. And the last 2 have been possessions that have started all on their own 20-yard line. So the field position, this is to be the fifth time they've had it and the 5th time they've started on their own 20. But you have to start somewhere, and if you're a Georgia fan or a player, this is the first one that we're going to score on.
Shockley throws complete. He's got his tight end Leonard Pope for the first time tonight. Pick up of 15 out to the 35.
Well, Bob and Brad, I just want to throw this in there for the Georgia fans. There's some good news in this bad score of 28-0. That is, if this game were in New Orleans, they would have spent thousands of dollars having flown down to New Orleans to be behind by 28 points.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the headaches might not be as severe here in Atlanta. You don't know. First down at the 35. Shockley going to throw quick and does. Lumpkin with a head of steam goes out near the 50-yard line. So back-to-back first downs for Georgia. Pick up a 14 on that play. And they got a penalty marker down as well. See who this one's on. It would appear it's on Georgia. And I thought they were going to talk to the West Virginia captain. Maybe not. That's the last thing Georgia needs right now is a penalty. Just when they have a couple of first downs, as they did earlier, and then the penalty forced them into a punting situation on their second offensive series. Here's the call.
After the play, there were 2 personal fouls. One on the defense, 1 personal foul on the offense. Those personal fouls offset result in the play's first down.
So we have first down on offsetting penalties. You mentioned Georgia's last 3 games in Atlanta.
Albie Stadium against Georgia Tech. And then the other 2 are over here in the Dome.
Including a domination of LSU, and LSU did likewise to Miami on Friday night. From the 49, first down. Shockley, quick strikes, got his man. It's McClendon, Brian McClendon inside the 35, and another Georgia first down.
There's a nice read by Shock. A little blitz coming. He got rid of the football. McClendon catches it in his hands and makes some plays. Georgia has some playmakers. They can score 28 points. There's no problem with that. Their defense just has to stop the West Virginia offense.
This will be the first play run by Georgia in West Virginia territory tonight at the 34-yard line. Shockley flanked by Lumpkin and 3 wide receivers. Lumpkin straight up the middle, big opening. Lumpkin cuts it out inside the 20, down the sideline. Craig Lumpkin, touchdown. As Bob said, you've got to make this something like your first drive and try to put the rest of it behind you. And Georgia went 15 yards, 14 yards, 17 yards, and then 34 yards for a touchdown.
Shockley in the huddle, back on the 20, said something like, all right, guys, let's just go down and get 1 touchdown on this drive. That's all we can do. Let's score.
Brandon Coutu with the extra point up and good. And finally, the Georgia faithful has something to cheer about. Quick striking drive for Georgia. And they had to take it the length of the field again. They were forced to earn it, and they did. And Lumpkin, as he did against Georgia Tech when he had 74 yards on the ground, has been the star in the backfield.
The offensive line just blocks to their left, and the defensive end on that side. Wilson, there's a huge gap there. Lumpkin reads it and gets up the field. Cuts back a little bit, and then just does his thing.
And all the way into the end zone for the touchdown to cap a 34-yard march. His career high rushing was 90 yards 2 year ago in a bowl game. That one was against your alma mater. Purdue. Thought I'd just throw that at you. 80-yard drive in just 4 plays.
And now we got this building jumping. Yellow is just going nuts there the first quarter.
Now it's up to the Georgia defense to see if, for the first time tonight, they can do something about the Mountaineers offense. It's been pretty proficient, that's for sure. Brandon Coutu will kick it off. Vaughn Rivers and Antonio Lewis wait on the other end. It'll be returnable. Rivers from 2 yards deep. Gets it out to the 20. Got hit at the 22 and bounces his way out to the 25-yard line. So that's where the Mountaineers will go to work, leading 28-7. Let's take a look at our BCS standings presented by all states. Well, they've been pretty much the same way in those top 2 all season long. First time that's ever happened. USC and Texas open 1-2. That's where they are, getting ready for the national championship game Wednesday night, being billed as maybe the best championship game in college football history. USC's won 34 in a row. They're within reach of a 3rd straight title. Number 2, Texas has won 19 straight, averaging over 50 a game. Should be a dandy. Keith and Foxy will call it for you. It's a Rose Bowl presented by City. Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, right here on ABC Sports. Nokia Sugar Bowl 28-7, West Virginia. White rolling. Georgia chasing. This time he only got a couple of yards before he's run out of bounds. Quentin Moses was given chase.
When White gets outside the pocket, you have to have more than one red shirt there, because one Georgia defender is not going to bring him down. White is from Daphne, Alabama, and wanted to go to some of the southern schools. Auburn wanted him to be a wide receiver. LSU wanted to make him a running back. West Virginia said, you come, you can be a quarterback.
2nd and 9. He's going to throw it here, and he zips it and got it to Miles, and Miles has got a first down. So Miles and Renaud both being used effectively, a pickup of 13, and West Virginia on their possessions near perfect really tonight against the Dogs defense. Can't get any better than that, can you?
Yeah. The opponent 25, you got one, and then you got the other one. The fourth one was on the 50-yard line.
Both of those followed fumbles. One by Shockley, one by Ware. At the 39, 1st and 10, West Virginia.
Georgia's got to solve this offense.
Slayton, they finally bring him down. He's just been churning yards out. He got 2 or 3 there before they'll bring him down. Slayton had the huge game against Louisville when they went overtime. They trailed Louisville 24-7, and they came back and won that game in overtime. He had 6 touchdowns, school record. And
Slayton is just a true freshman. He's just finding his way around here.
That looks like a lateral, but they scoop it up anyway. Renaud's got it, trying to find his way through the Georgia defense, and he does for a first down. Good looking run by Darius Renaud, a sophomore.
Bob and Brad, one of the things that Georgia was very concerned about, in addition to the run of West Virginia, was the short passing game. And so far in this ball game, I don't think I've seen the ball as a pass move down the field more than 15 yards.
I think that ball hit the ground, Swanee.
Well, that one may have hit the ground too, but he's not throwing the ball deep downfield. The receivers are making things happen.
And the officials are going to stop play here.
Yeah, that one definitely hit the ground.
I thought it might have been a lateral. That's what I was looking at, and I didn't really see it hit the ground the first time. But
if it was backward,
timeout. Play will be reviewed.
Yeah.
The ruling on the field, the pass was complete and resulted in a first down.
But if it's a backward pass, it can be a lateral and it can hit the ground.
Now that we'll have to see from the line of scrimmage, not from that particular angle. And it did look like it might have dusted the field turf a little bit at the dome.
That doesn't help us.
You can't tell where White threw it from. That's the problem.
Of course, there's one thing that could help us if we had a tight shot of that play, because this is a synthetic field with the tire with the rubber feel. If the ball hits,
you'd see a little bit of dust.
You see a little black fly up. Let's see if we can see that.
I mentioned the field turf, Swanee, and that's exactly what it is. It's dust. That's the angle they just showed on the Jumbotron here in the end zones, and that got a reaction from just about everybody. Now this looks like a lateral to me, although maybe not. Maybe not.
It's awfully close.
That's the best angle as far as seeing whether or not it's a lateral.
Yeah, that's awfully close to where it's lateral or not. Because you just look at where he threw it from and where he catches it. It's very close to being a forward pass or a lateral, but I still think the thing hit the ground. I think he caught it, but the bottom of the ball was on the ground when he caught it.
Okay, he's throwing it from about the 36 and change. And the ball is traveling.
Catches it.
And it's going to be outside the 36.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like
it's
by about
pass.
A foot that it's a forward pass to me. And if that's the case, and if it touched the turf, that's an incomplete pass. So there's a couple determinations to be made. Did the ball hit the ground, and was it a forward pass or a lateral?
Bottom line is we're doing all this for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah.
Now that ball hits the ground.
Sure looks like it from that angle.
Yeah, you got to have indisputable visual evidence to reverse the call on the field.
Now we're shooting this game in HD, and I have a digital camera. I know I can blow up that shot.
There you go, Swanee.
Have we gotten there in HD TV yet where we can kind of blow up that shot, enhance it a little bit?
Got one behind us. So far, all it's doing is getting in my way, but it's a pretty good picture. All right. We'll find out right now.
After review, there is no conclusive video evidence to change the ruling on the field. The ruling stands. First down, West Virginia.
So West West Virginia gets a first down at midfield.
Yeah, it was close. It was close as to whether or not, but it looked like the ball hit the ground. But it was close enough to, I think it was close enough to leave it the way it was.
So it is a first down again. Midfield stripe for West Virginia with 11:37 remaining in the first half. Fumble. White's got to get back on top of it. I don't know if Slayton was supposed to take that one with him or if White was going to fake it and just got in a little bit too deep on the fake. It's on him. He's saying it's my problem. So West Virginia has scored on all its possessions here in the 72nd Nokia Sugar Bowl at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Touchdowns following 2 fumbles, 2 long drives of their own, and they lead 28-7. White on the run on 2nd and 14. Georgia's defense getting to him, and he almost completed that ball across the middle. Georgia is fortunate. Their defensive backs left an opening back there, and he almost found his open receiver. First incompletion for Pat White tonight.
You know, you say a dangerous throw because he was falling back, but he threw it to an area where there was no red shirts, and only his guy had a chance to catch it.
Now this is the biggest play of the ballgame so far for the Georgia defense.
West Virginia is not huddling. They go back to the line of scrimmage and call the play.
White flares it out for Slayton. Slayton looking for blockers. He won't get the first down, but he did get back into Georgia territory at about the 46-yard line, where it would appear that West Virginia might have to punt it away for the first time. But you never know. Here comes the punting unit.
And you still never know.
With the smile Rich Rodriguez has had on his face all week, you never know.
And you still never know.
That is Phil Brady, the punter. Second team all Big Easts, and Thomas Flowers, a guy that has 1 touchdown return this year against Tennessee.
Look at the line splits, Brad. Look how wide the line splits are up there.
I'm not crazy about that formation ever, but they are going to pooch it. And Flowers going to have to call for a fair catch at about the 9-yard line. So Georgia's defense finally stopped West Virginia, but it took them quite a bit to stop them. The question now is, can Craig Lumpkin and DJ Shockley and company do something with it offensively for Georgia? We'll find out when we come back.
Heading out west for this edition of a recruiting visit. Mike Hall and Tom Luganville, UCLA. Who's coming in?
Well, they're making an impact in Southern California, so they're competing against SC. Alteran Werner, I really like this kid out of Carson, Mayfair High School. Great kick and punt returner, electrifying abilities in space. Andy Keene, I like the center out of Palm Springs. He's that true center. Really think he's going to be a difference maker on the front. And then Christian Ramirez, a great athlete on defense as well as offense. Carl Durrell doing a good job.
February 1st, National Signing Day. We'll have it on ESPNU.
If it's played on a campus, it's on ESPNU. Touchdown! Unbelievable! The best college sports action all year long. Another great play. He's got it! At the buzzer! Here's what's playing tonight at 6. Big Ten basketball. Michigan takes on the Indiana Hoosiers. At 8, in case you missed it, catch Notre Dame and Ohio State in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. ESPNU, always in season.
Wow, the Fed just raised the prime rate again. Interest rates on a lot of credit cards are tied to the prime rate, so they're going straight up. But Countrywide has mortgages that aren't tied to the prime rate, so they're still low. If you own a home, paying off your credit cards with a home loan can save you a lot of money. Call Countrywide Home Loans. Great rates, more choices. No one can do what Countrywide can.
Call now or visit your local branch. Call 1-800-643-6940.
Is your child protected for the future? Gerber, the baby people you've known since you were a baby, offers you a way to help with that protection through their Grow Up Plan for Children. It's a $5,000 cash value insurance program that costs less than 11 cents a day. At age 21, that protection doubles to $10,000 with no increase in premiums. So call now for your free information package.
Call this toll-free number for free information about Gerber's Grow Up Plan. Call now.
Senior quarterback DJ Shockley's got his troops huddled at about the 5-yard line. Georgia went 80 yards the last time they had it. They'd love to go 90 right now. They trail 28-7 with 10:44 remaining in the first half of the Nokia Sugar Bowl. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan on our ABC crew. at the Dome. E.J. Shockley at the helm. Thomas Brown is back in, the tailback in the eye. Play action. They flare it out, so they get it to Massaquoi, the freshman. And he's got a first down at the 21-yard line, so that gives him a little bit of breathing room. Let's check our Aflac trivia question for this Nokia Sugar Bowl. Among the 4 BCS bowls, when was the last time a game was moved from its traditional sites? We'll have the answer for you a little bit later on. Georgia out at the 21-yard line. Brown found a little crease in there and then tripped up, but still got about 3. E.J. Shockley has hit his last 4 passes after starting 0 for 4. He has a fumble also in the ball game. See Georgia not only with the BCS championship logo on their helmet, but also that 3-state area that was ravaged by Hurricane Katrina and Rita, much like LSU had on their helmets the other night, representing the Southeastern Conference. There you see it in the black. And of course, this game, 71 years in New Orleans. This is a once-in-a-lifetime in Atlanta. It'll be back where it belongs next year. All goes well. McClendon on the reception. Knocked out of bounds, but he's got a first down. Mike Norello. Another stop defensively. Georgia continues to move it. They're starting to settle in, but they're trailing by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, they're trying to open the things up. Shockley is settling down. He was a little off key to start with. McClendon, the inside receiver, goes to the outside. Mark Richt is the offensive coordinator. Both head coaches call the plays for the offenses in this ball game, and both do a very good job. But the quarterbacks are the ones that make them go.
1st and 10 for the Dogs. Play action. Shockley going to throw. Overthrew his man and almost had it picked off. Anthony Mims was back there. Pope, I think, was the intended receiver. He also had McClendon on a deep route, but it looked like Pope's the guy overshot.
Yeah, well, Rich Rodriguez said we don't have anybody that can cover Pope.
he said he could be eating peanuts off the top of our linebackers' helmets by the time the game's over. That's Rich's words, not mine. He is a big fella. They list him at 6'7". He says, I'm not 6'7", I'm 6'8". And who's going to argue? 3 wideouts and Shockley in the gun. Might be a blitz coming from the corner. Here it comes. Shockley got rid of it down the middle. Complete. Going to be a first down to Massaquoi.
Well, you saw Lorello, 23, coming. And somebody just picked him up at the last second to allow Shockley to get rid of the ball.
He was coming with a head of steam, too.
From our left side, Lorello, I think, would have gotten there before he got rid of the football.
We mentioned a little bit earlier Sean Bailey not playing in this game, so Kenneth Harris, the freshman, gets a start. Massaquoi, the freshman, has really been their #1 receiver this year. Now on the ground, Thomas Brown. Broke a tackle. Cuts outside. He's got excellent speed. Brown inside the 30. Goodbye. Touchdown, Georgia. Slayton earlier goes 52 yards for a Georgia touchdown. Looked like they had him bottled up in the backfield, but Thomas Brown bounced it outside, and the sophomore from Tucker, Georgia, took it to the barn. Katu in for the point after. Georgia's back in the game. 8:52 remaining in the first half. The fans of the Georgia Dome have something to cheer about. Finally, 52 yards for Brown. It's 28-14, West Virginia.
Scott? Mm-hmm. Did you possibly switch chairs with me?
No, not me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Good luck finding your chair, LeBron.
Okay. Okay.
天气预报：今天和星期三将会持续低湿度和晴朗的气候。消费者。
Houston, Houston, leads them one day closer to you. Honey, Houston, Houston, leads them closer to you. Well, honey, Houston, Houston.
Get all the college hoops you can handle with the ESPN Full Court pay-per-view package.
Unbelievable!
Catch the free preview January 6th through the 13th.
Yes!
Top conferences. Critical matchups you won't get without ESPN Full Court. Hoops heaven from the people who live and breathe college basketball. ESPN Full Court. Watch on TV or online. To order, call your pay-per-view provider or go to ESPN.com, keyword Full Court.
Hello, this is Corporal Ruben Maestre. I'm with 2MEF Public Affairs here at Camp Fallujah, Iraq. I want to say hello to my family and friends back home in Georgia, in the Atlanta and Athens area, and to the rest of the Bulldog Nation. Go Dogs!
All right, Ruben, you've got something to cheer about finally. Dogs go 90 yards in 1:52. They've scored 14 unanswered points in the last 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Career long run, and Georgia, Bob, has 14 points despite running only one play tonight in West Virginia territory. That's crazy.
How do you do that? Bunch of long, big plays, huh?
Big plays. You said they can score 28 points. The question is, can they stop West Virginia? They've only stopped them once tonight, but it led to a 90-yard touchdown march. Lewis will take it 3 yards deep and bring it out. Georgia levels him at about the 21-yard line. C.J. Bird is the guy that made the stop. Let's take you back to the touchdown, Robert.
Go back to the touchdown. Watch the offensive line. Gene Gillis is 74. 70 is Jones, the center, Schnecker. All these guys right up the middle. Watch the blocking. Now, I said earlier, West Virginia had to tackles and takeaways. They've got takeaways. They didn't tackle on that play right there.
So now White will be under center. Hasn't been there too much tonight. At the 21-yard line, first down, West Virginia. Slayton gets a call. Trying to cut it outside. Boy, he's got speed. And he's tripped up out there in the open field by Tim Jennings, the senior. Only 5'8", little cornerback out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. He's had quite a career at Georgia, though. Good player. Well, Slayton over 100 yards already just in the first half of play. He got it going early and often. Showing his speed, his moves, and explosiveness into the secondary. He scored from long range. Got 6 on that last carry. It's second down and 4. And now direct snap, White in the middle of the pile. Georgia trying to prevent him from getting the first down, and they do as he got to the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and 1.
Bob and Brad, just a quick observation. On all of these runs we've seen, whether it's for Georgia or for West Virginia going into the end zone, I am amazed and marveling at the excellent downfield blocking of all the wide receivers on both teams. They are really opening up the secondary for the running backs every opportunity they get.
Well, the fundamentals for West Virginia in all aspects of the game are very good.
Schmidt, the fullback, big opening and a big run. One man to beat. All the way down to the 20 to the 16-yard line. Rich Rodriguez told us right before the game, don't forget about my fullback. He told Bob and Lynn and I on the sideline, and Schmidt just rumbled 54 yards up the middle on 3rd and 1.
There he is right there. Look at this hole right in here. Everybody's looking for Slayton and White. They're not looking for the big fullback.
All the way down to the 16-yard line. A career-long run for Schmidt, the fullback. And now White comes up throwing. Flares it out. Renaud again. Broke a tackle. Boy, almost got a first down. And he knows if he could have rolled off one more defender and kept his balance, he'd have been in the end zone. Trey Battle, as it is, lost his headgear is the guy that made the stop.
If you're wondering, the Mountaineers averaged 32 points on the year. That's playing in the Big East, which everybody says was not as strong as it was in the past without Miami, Virginia Tech, and Boston College.
Third and a long one. Slayton hit in the backfield and might have gotten the first down anyway. Only needed a long yard and popped it close to a first down. We may have to take a look at this. Schmidt back in there after getting a breather for one play. The big fullback. Interesting story. Started his career at Wisconsin River Falls, a Division III school. Transferred, took tapes around the country. Driving in his car, went to Maryland. Maryland said, no, we don't need you. He said, let's see, what's the next school I can drive to? How about Morgantown? They said, you know what? You don't look bad on tape, even though it's your own tape. Comes in here, and now he's a starting fullback in a Division I team, and he's a good one.
Well, as you mentioned, we were on the field just before the game, and, you know, we're talking with Rich, and of all things, he says, watch this fullback.
That's right.
He said, watch Schmidt. I mean, we could have talked about 100 different things, and he brings up Schmidt, the fullback.
So they're not even the length of the football shy of a first down. And it's third down, and the guy we just talked about might get the call again. 3rd and inches, and Rich Rodriguez is going to have to call a timeout. We'll take one along with him. 6 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the first half of play in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. West Virginia leads Georgia by 2 touchdowns.
Would you like to lower your mortgage payments up to 35%?
I could reduce my monthly payments? Tell me how.
Introducing Smart Choice, the home loan exclusively from Quicken Loans. Whether you're buying a new home or refinancing, Smart Choice is the answer. Here's an example. A traditional 30-year loan for $200,000 at 7% interest would be $1,330 a month. But with Smart Choice, that same loan would be an amazingly low $850 a month. That's a difference of over $5,700 a year.
That's good news. So what are we waiting for?
Call toll-free now and see how you can lower your monthly payments up to 35%. The Smart Choice Loan. It's great for refinancing or for purchasing that new home. You get monthly payment flexibility, so you can decide to pay just interest or make payments to principal whenever you want. Call this toll-free number now or go to QuickenLoans.com to get started and lower your mortgage payments up to 35%. But don't wait. Take advantage today while rates are still low.
Every day is a wonderful day at the Disneyland 50th anniversary. Come celebrate with us.
Hammer throw is tough. It isn't just you against a 9-pound ball. It's you against yourself. It's pure concentration, and you have to dig deep inside to find every throw. It's brutal. I had to study biomedical engineering just to relax.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
ABC Sports coverage of the Nokia Sugar Bowl continues.
West Virginia has a third down and about a foot to go. They've already got 210 rushing yards in this first half against Georgia, and they lead 28-14. And I would think even if they didn't pick up this first down the way they've been playing, it's probably 2-down territory, knowing Rich Rodriguez and how he approaches every game. White barking signals to everybody at the 6-yard line of Georgia. Georgia's going to bring a blitz. Slayton, they wrap him up and they drop him. Now that big a loss, maybe they will kick a field goal. Loss of 3 back to the 10.
Yeah, they called a timeout, and then when he was out there, White looked over to make sure that which play to run.
That is a huge, huge stop for the Georgia defense.
Watch the red shirts come up here to blitz. That was not the play that he wanted. That was not the defense he wanted for the play he had called.
So Pat McAfee in on the right hash mark to try a 27-yard field goal. A true freshman, 10 out of 17 on the year.
Timeout.
Timeout taken by West Virginia. That is their last timeout with 5:41 to go. And all of a sudden, a happy coach is an unhappy coach in the last 2 minutes or so. He's got a field goal attempt coming up when we return.
You all right?
Yeah, just an old football injury. Tore my rotator cuff against the Giants in '88. Yeah, got to play hurt though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I burnt my tongue on some lentil soup last night. It really hurts.
Be okay to do the show?
Oh, yeah. I'll suck it up.
What makes them different makes them great. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Thanks, guys.
Hey! That was my car.
Oh, that was your car. Well, this is my parking spot. I park here every day. That's an honest mistake.
Penn State, Florida State, the FedEx Orange Bowl tonight on ABC.
If you're significantly overweight, you've probably seen this commercial.
When is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When you're more than 20 pounds overweight and every diet plan has failed. Now there's Leptoprin.
She's right, but you don't have to pay $153 a bottle to experience significant weight loss. Generics Labs has obtained the exclusive rights to manufacture Leptopril, the same powerful Leptoprin SD formula, the same strength, the same amazing weight loss, but for less than half the price. So if you're significantly overweight, you can get the weight loss you want at a price you can finally afford. Leptopril from Generics Labs.
Finally, significant weight loss at an affordable price. Order Leptopril risk-free. Call 1-800-698-8353. That's 1-800-698-8353. Order Leptopril now. Call 1-800-698-8353. That's 1-800-698-8353.
Harry Dog. Harry's situation for Georgia early. They still trail by 2 touchdowns, and now Pat McAfee will try to add to it. He's 10 out of 17 on the year and 5 of 6 in this range, which is a 27-yard field goal attempt. True freshman trying to make it 31-14. And he's got it. So McAfee, a 27-yard field goal, adds to the West Virginia lead. 31 points in the first half.
Brett Favre is the toughest guy to ever play the position of quarterback.
Get out of here. Michael Vick has the most talent of anyone playing. Peyton Manning's already filling up the record book.
Excuse me? Tom Brady's got 3 rings. Enough said.
Well, I like Sports Illustrated.
I read it cover to cover. I would never miss a week of SI.
There's one thing every sports fan can agree on. Sports Illustrated. Call now and you can get 12 weeks of SI risk-free. That's 12 issues of $47 value, yours completely risk-free.
Can't argue with that.
Hey, bring it on.
If you like it, you get 28 more issues, 40 in all, for only 99 cents an issue. Save over 75% off the cover price. Plus, you get this exclusive Sports Illustrated Reebok polo shirt free.
Come on. Free? This shirt? No way. Can I get 2?
Don't miss this chance. Get 12 issues of SI risk-free plus your free polo shirt. Call now.
Call 1-800-631-4800 now or go online to sitvoffer.com.
Here's to the beginning. A chance to carve out a new path. For this time will be different. This is the year we leave our mark. This is the game we play together. This is our season. The colors change, the fires burn, and the possibilities are endless. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
This hallowed arch has stood for 220 years as the archway to excellence. 220 years of educational experience, creating graduates who pass their experiences of excellence on to countless others across the planet. This is the mission of the University of Georgia.
I don't know about Aaron with that precipice thing, but here it's 1st and 10 Dogs from the 20. Shockley, plenty of time. Down the middle, he's got his man. It's Leonard Pope out to the 32. And they'll move the chains. Georgia trailing 31-14, but they've got 5.5 minutes to work.
They won. You know, I'm very impressed with West Virginia, the Mountaineers, but one of the things that it's a small thing, but you look at a drive chart and you see that Georgia offensively is starting at their 20 or worse.
Right.
Every drive has started to 20, and one of them started at the 10-yard line. That speaks volumes about West Virginia.
Shockley on 1st down. DJ whips it out. That's a hard way to earn a yard out there as Wicks makes the stop on Craig Lumpkin. And we're under 5 minutes in the half. Georgia trailed 28-0 in this game, by far their biggest deficit of the season. And so they dug themselves a big old dog hole, and they'll have to see if they can dig themselves out of it in the second half. Still got time on this drive to try to get something. They would love to get a field goal at least. And DJ's only missed one pass since going 0 for 4 to start. 2nd down and 9. On the ground, Lumpkin bounces it outside, and the pursuit catches up with him. Looked like he'd get a little bit bigger gainer, but Mike Norello, boy, he's a football player. He makes another tackle, a senior out of Powell, Ohio, 6'1", 200-pounder. As we mentioned, he's a combination player. Their bandit player, if you will. Part safety, part linebacker.
He had 4 forced fumbles coming in to the ball game. He had one already in the ball game. That leads the conference and is right up there in the nation in forced fumbles.
Big 3rd down for Georgia. 3rd down along 4. Shockley might be a quarterback draw. DJ trying to spin his way free. Does twice and 3 times, but he's a yard short. And now, I don't know what Mark Richt might be thinking. It's 4th down, and it is all of a yard, I think. No decision yet. Looks like Georgia's going for it. They're going to bring in an extra tight end. Martrez Milner comes in. DJ Shockley looks to the sideline to get the call. And again, Mark Richt's the guy that's calling the shots.
I think when you play a bowl game, the end of the year, I think you do things a little differently than if you were in a conference game during the season.
Sutherland's the fullback, Lumpkin the tail. It's Lumpkin behind Sutherland, and he's got the 1st down. So the 4th and 1 pays off. Lumpkin bounces it outside for almost 3, and Georgia keeps their march alive as we're under 3 minutes in the half.
You have to have a feel for your team and your offense. And like I said, sometimes you take chances at the end of the season when the game doesn't mean anything in the standings. You're not playing for a national championship.
Might as well have some fun and open it up a little bit.
There you go.
Now the yardage is starting to even off a little bit. Shockley, play action on 1st down, pumps, wants to go deep. He's got a man out there. It's McClendon, and he overshot him by a yard or 2. The coverage was Anthony Mims. NFL playoffs will kick off with a wild card Saturday coming up on ABC. First, Washington battles Tampa Bay. And in prime time, Jacksonville heads north. They'll take on Tom Brady and the Patriots. And coverage of our doubleheader starts Saturday at 3 Eastern. Noon Pacific right here on ABC Sports, home of Super Bowl 40. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, our ABC crew, Brad Nessler with you. The 72nd Nokia Sugar Bowl with 2:32 remaining in the first half. Georgia trying to battle its way back into the ball game. Still have 2 timeouts left. 2nd down and 10. They trail by 17. Shockley, play action. DJ has time. Going deep down the sidelines. Got a man open. And Massaquoi couldn't locate it. Mims again came over to cover, but momentarily there was nobody over on that sideline.
That was worth taking a shot down the field, but I think if he would have thrown it more to the inside where Massaquoi could have had a chance at it. The defensive man would have been there. There would have been a fight just to get the football. Take a look. This is one-on-one, but you want to throw it inbounds. Give your guy a shot to go up and fight for the ball. At worst, it'll be an incompletion.
Depending on this play, still might be 2-down territory again here with 2:20 remaining in the half. 3rd and 10. And now Georgia's going to take a timeout.
University of Georgia.
So the Dogs are down to 1 timeout. And DJ Shockley will go over and talk with head coach Mark Richt. Reminder to tune in to the Rose Bowl game on Wednesday night. You can find out the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year. You can vote right now at ESPN.com. Search Pontiac. Winning school will receive a $100,000 contribution toward their general scholarship fund from Pontiac. DJ Shockley. Oh, this guy. I thought about wearing that same thing tonight.
It would take you a few months to get that outfit on. A few months at the big table.
I think I saw him in the elevator today. I'm not sure. They have come from far and near. Boy, this is the pride of the state of West Virginia. West Virginia as a state has about 1.8 million in population. Georgia, for instance, Atlanta, for instance, has about 4.5 million people. So, as Rich says, you know, we're going to the big city. We're going to play a big city football team. And we'll see what happens. Boy, they have had fun in Atlanta the last 4 or 5 days.
They know how to have fun.
You even got into that song a little bit last night.
West Virginia.
Yeah, you had the John Denver song going. That thing got played 3,000 times downtown last night.
Oh, for sure.
8th play of the drive coming up. A 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
I think I can sing, you know, when I'm.
Yeah, I know.
When I'm in church or when I'm in some place where it's loud.
Oh, you're down in the bottom of the basement of Daly's last night. That's where we were.
Medication for that.
3rd down and 10. Shockley, look out. Pocket collapsing. DJ runs out. Down the middle. He's got a man. On the run. Mario Rayleigh. 1st down, Georgia. Out of bounds. All the way down to the 22-yard line.
That's what DJ Shockley needs to do, is to create some big plays. Find some time. Buy some time in the pocket. And that'll give your guys more time to get open. Take a look at the all-22. One of the receivers is going to get out here in the middle of the field. He's not going to get open until Shockley messes around in the backfield and then buys some time right here.
Nice throw back across his body. Went airborne to do it, and Rayleigh took it all the way to the 23. Georgia with a 1st down. Plenty of time remaining. 2nd play run in West Virginia territory, and it's Shockley. DJ's inside the 10. It's 1st and goal, Bulldogs. And that's the other thing that he can do.
Now you're seeing the full impact of DJ Shockley. Let's use all of his talents. That's very similar to the offense that West Virginia's been running. It's a tough offense to stop. You fake it to the back, and the quarterback is a runner. Most quarterbacks aren't runners. These two are.
1st and goal for Georgia at the 8-yard line. Brown is a tailback. They fake it to him. Shockley wants to throw. Plenty of time, and now running out of it. Got a man open. It's Pope. Down to the 4-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Yeah, he needed to give Pope a better throw, and then he could have gotten into the end zone because he didn't have 4 to go, and he could have gotten there. But Shockley was moving around, running around. He's probably tired, and he gave him a low throw.
Georgia should be tired offensively. As Bob said, all their drives are 80 yards and 90 yards. They're trying to go the distance again here before halftime. And we've got 1:10 on the clock running. 2 tight ends set, 2nd and goal. Georgia at the Mountaineer 4.
And we've got single coverage out here.
Shockley to the end zone. Touchdown, Leonard Pope. What looked like an early cakewalk, all of a sudden's a dogfight. 31-20 with the extra point upcoming. Coutu for the point after. It's up and good. Still 58 seconds left in the half. 31-21.
There's Pope lined up over here on the right side. He just going to release and go into the end zone. It's a little play action fake. The all SEC tight end. That's too easy there. They didn't even threaten him. Nobody covered him. Nobody, like they forgot about.
Georgia's touchdown drives 80, 90, and then 80 with this capper with Pope wide open.
And thank you, DJ Shockley, for about 4 or 5 of those plays that kept that drive alive.
Did he ever? Did it with his legs, did it with his scrambling ability, and then finally did it with his right arm. 31-21. The numbers are starting to even. Remember, 2 of the West Virginia touchdowns followed Georgia fumbles. Georgia has had to earn all 3 of theirs. Over 600 yards of total offense between the 2 teams in the first half. 80, 90, and then 80 with this capper with Pope wide open.
And thank you, DJ Shockley, for about 4 or 5 of those plays that kept that drive alive.
Did he ever? Did it with his legs, did it with his scrambling ability, and then finally did it with his right arm. 31-21. The numbers are starting to even. Remember, 2 of the West Virginia touchdowns followed Georgia fumbles. Georgia has had to earn all 3 of theirs. Over 600 yards of total offense between the 2 teams in the first half. Coutu's kick is deep. 6 yards in the end zone. A little hesitation. Lewis almost brought it out and thought better of it. Coming up at halftime, AT&T first half music highlights with the Dave Matthews Band. I know who that guy's listening to. It's not us. It's Larry Munson.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
I don't know. That might be music on the iPod. I'm not sure. So now the Mountaineers at their own 20. And they are out of timeouts, remember. And let's see how conservatively they play this, or if they do play it conservatively. There's been nothing conservative about them so far tonight. They're in the gun.
Yeah, I don't think they've got any conservative bones in their body with this offense.
Slayton on the handoff, and he's met immediately by Charles Johnson. The clock will continue to move. Georgia can only stop it one more time. If they get another stop, they might take a timeout.
Unblocked. You got to block those guys in the red shirts. You're going to get one of those 2 hurt. You can't lose one of those 2 freshmen.
Under 30 seconds. And now the officials stop play. I think there's probably a problem with the 25-second clock.
I think this West Virginia offense is just so tickled to be on a field that's not wet and frozen and snowing. You see their last game against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones. These are ideal situation.
Hammer. Set the game clock to 42 seconds.
42 seconds. They want the game clock reset. And that brings a big cheer from the Georgia faithful. Of course, the play clock is just now starting, so the difference is not going to be much more than it was. And now West Virginia looks like they're going to take a knee, but Pat White wisely is looking up there and using all the clock he can, which is down to 10. And he'll take a knee. And now a little pushing and shoving after the play. Georgia is not going to take its last time out, apparently. But what A first half of play if you like big plays. West Virginia jumped out 28-0. Georgia bounces back with 21, and it is 31-21. Right now, West Virginia's Mountaineers at halftime.
Well, this thing is just about over now. They'll snap the ball, take a knee, and that'll end it. Bills are going to drop this one, and wait a second. The ball is loose. Fisher's got it, and he's got Walker to the 20. He's to the 10. Touchdown, Bills! Listen to this place! Holy moly! What? No! They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line. The game comes to an end. The Bills lose a heartbreaker.
Mike Messina. Tim Wakefield. Randy Johnson. Mark Burley. Tim Hudson. Roger Clemens.
It's impressive. Very impressive.
Ow!
Watch out for the rocket.
Ow!
What makes them different makes them great. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Halftime of the Nokia Sugar Bowl at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. 31-21. West Virginia leads Georgia. It was 28-0 at the beginning of the ball game, and Georgia dug themselves out of a hole and got back in the ball game. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy. And, you know, I don't know if it's a game of inches, partner, but there was a couple big plays in that first half. One was 3rd and inches, and one was 4th and short. Georgia converted to keep in, and they kept West Virginia out of the end zone on the other one.
Georgia stopped West Virginia, forced them to go for a field goal, and then they turned around. Here it is right here. They stop them, stuff them, and then West Virginia goes for a field goal and makes it. And then later on, Georgia goes down next possession, 4th down, and goes for it, makes it, goes on, and gets a touchdown.
Georgia has to go 80, 90, and 80 to get back in the ball game, and they pick up a 4th down situation. You know, 52 points, we understand, they just told us, is a BCS record for two teams combined in the first half of play. I think we got some fireworks left, don't you?
I hope so. I was a little worried when it was 28-0. But I don't, you know, neither defense has stopped the other team's offense. Georgia got theirs going. They've scored the last 3 times they've had the ball. And West Virginia scored 5 of the 6 possessions. So Georgia's still trying to figure out that West Virginia spread.
Yeah, West Virginia just seemed a little bit frustrated near the end of the half. They had a couple of timeouts they had to use. Ended up with only a field goal instead of a touchdown. Meanwhile, it seemed like the momentum was Georgia's as it headed to the locker room.
Well, I'm not so sure. I think they had a little bit more momentum than the other team, but we're going to check that out here in the second half.
We'll find out.
This spread's got me convinced. These 2 young freshmen running, I'll tell you.
Well, West Virginia's going to get the football first, too, so we'll see them on offense, and DJ Shockley can only wait and look up and hope that his defense can somehow slow down the Mountaineers' offense, something they've been unable to do except on that one 3rd down and inches situation after Schmidt, the fullback, had rumbled for 54 yards to get him down. They came up with a 3rd and short, and they made a big play, and they forced a field goal, and then they went down and got another touchdown. So 31-21. Katu to kick off. It's going to be returnable by Lewis from the goal line. Lewis, he's almost got around that corner. Georgia closed the door on him, though, at about the 21-yard line. Let's check in with Lynn.
Brad, Coach Rodriguez told me when he was coming out for the start of the second half, he says, we knew that Georgia was going to be a tough opponent. We knew they were going to come back. Yes, it was a great first quarter, but there was a whole football game to play. He said, this is like a fight. All he knows he has to do is answer the bell. He's got to come out. He says, we've got 100 more slugs to go in this ball game. Then we might have a chance of winning it at the end.
There's a bunch of punches left, I think.
I'm impressed with that young man right there, Pat White, the redshirt freshman that is taken over this squad. This is his 5th start here tonight, and he is doing everything he can for that offense.
How good's he going to be in a couple of years?
Oh, boy.
Wow. From the 22. They give it off to Slayton. Slayton cuts it up. Runs into Georgia's defense in Quentin Moses. Statistically, in the first half, it was so lopsided early, and then as we showed you as it went along, it got more and more even. And in fact, Georgia had more total yardage. Remember, they dropped it twice. See the turnover story down there, the second from the bottom.
Yep.
Those both turned into touchdowns.
Turned 14 points. That's right. And then the battle of the field position, where you're starting from. We've been telling you, Georgia has been starting inside their own 20 all night.
Here's second down and 9 for the Mountaineers. Their opening drive of the third quarter. White's going to throw a quick one and got it complete to Miles. And he's got another West Virginia first down. Miles and Renaud have really done a nice job. They don't throw often, but they throw effectively.
Well, they've got this little thing going that Georgia's. Here's Pat White, the same pass that he just hit. He was, what was it, 8 of 9 in the first half passing?
Including that touchdown to Renaud when he split the two safeties for Georgia. So first down out at the 37. And immediately they improved their field position again. And the fullback pulls his way out across the 40 to the 41. Kendrick Golston made the stop on Owen Schmidt. Schmidt's a big fella, 6'3", 250-pounder. Pat White, there's what Bob was talking about. 9 out of 10.
That's a pretty good percentage. He came in like 52% or something like that, 54%.
Straight run here on a direct snap, and he's in the clear. Georgia may have gotten lucky that Verdun Wheeler dragged him down, or he might have been off to the races again. A pickup of 13. Let's talk about the Home Depot coaching adjustments. What went on at halftime, do we think, Bob?
Well, you know, obviously Georgia's got to slow that running game down, and West Virginia, you got to put more pressure on Shockley, force him into mistakes. They've gotten 2 turnovers. They need more.
White, they haven't gotten a real good hit on him either. He's not only fast, he's shifty enough to always be a little bit sideways, never take a real big hit. As we talked about, when he and Slayton grow up together in this Mountaineer backfield, if they stay healthy, they're going to be something special.
Well, Rich Rodriguez said about Pat White, he says he's as fast as Rasheed Marshall, but he's got more wiggles.
Yep.
Rasheed Marshall was the quarterback last year, the player of the year for West Virginia in the Big East Conference.
Second down and 7 at the Georgia 42. Now Schmidt again. So they give you a little bit of the speed and that wiggle that Bob talked about, and then they give you the big fella. Schmidt says, I've been called everything. I've been called a horse, I've been called a mule, I've been called an ox. I don't care what you call me, just let me play.
And those are the types of guys you like to have. I mean, the 5-star recruits, sure, you want to go after them, but you got to get some Schmidts, and you also got to get some Steve Slaytons. Slayton wasn't a high-profile recruit, but boy, I tell you what, he turned out to be the top recruit of this whole class.
Georgia's defense would like to cage Pat White right here, and they do. As you saw August 6 looking on, they stop White short of the first down.
This may be one of those areas where you go for it on 4th down, too.
They're bringing in the fullback. Kind of no man's land, too deep for a field goal. They feel like they might waste a pooch punt. So it appears they're going to go for it. Just inside the Georgia 37. You see where the first down marker is, right at the 35. White's got Pernell Williams and Schmidt back there with him. I take it back, it's Slayton, and Slayton's got the first down. Tony Taylor made the stop, but it's first down for the Mountaineers, and they move the sticks. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, Brad, Georgia's number 30, Keelan Johnson, is the backup safety and special teams guy, has a concussion, won't be back in the ball game. But for WVU, they've lost Rashawn Bolden, number 82, the wide receiver, has a broken bone in his left foot, and definitely out for the rest of the ball game. In addition to Redwan Malik, hyperextended knee, he's being evaluated.
Here's one wide receiver that is still healthy and has been doing a heck of a job tonight, Darius Renaud. And a penalty marker on the play. Personal foul on Georgia. Not what they need. Mark Richt keeping his cool on the sideline.
Personal foul on the defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's always good for the officiating crew.
Into the play, and there's the push by Greg Blue.
Yeah, it's always good on one of the officials in the officiating crew to go over and talk to the coach and tell him personally before the referee announces it. Just give him a little special attention. Let him know what's going on.
Here's the Mountaineers at the 20 again. 1st and 10. Opening drive, 3rd quarter. Looking to add to their 10-point lead. White, a second trip up to talk to his offensive lineman. It's Schmidt, left side. The big fella hard to bring down. Inside the 15. Good gain again. It'll bring up a 2nd down, and Schmidt's got 71 yards on 6 carries.
Yeah, he came in with 300 yards on the year rushing. But I'm impressed with this guy. He's got the power. The other guy's got the speed and the wiggles, but this one has the power.
Up until this year, the fullback in the Rich Rodriguez era had 7 carries total. He's got 71 yards tonight. There's a big hit on Slayton. Ball almost popped out of there. Georgia acting as though they have a play on it, and they don't. Jarvis Jackson made the hit.
It's a big hit by Jackson, tackling him one-on-one in the hole.
You know, coming into this game, Greg Blue, who just had that penalty called on him a couple of plays ago, he said, we're going to introduce Mr. White and Mr. Slayton to Southeastern Conference football. So they were hoping to get some big hits, and now we got a personal foul going the other way. This one on West Virginia.
That ball did come out, Brad, but Slayton got back on it.
After the play, personal foul on the offense, number 7. Down does count. The down will be 3. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
That's really big. The down stays the same. Brandon Miles, the wide receiver, is the guy that got called for the personal foul, and that'll back it up all the way to the 28-yard line. Now it's going to be 3rd down and about 18. Big difference. Now let's see if they'll put it in the air. When they've thrown it tonight, they've thrown it very effectively. White shifts Slayton over now to his left. 3rd down and long. White wants to throw back. Georgia almost had him trapped. He gets away once. He doesn't get away twice. The same guy stayed with it. Quentin Moses. He leads the Georgia team in sacks. That's number 11 and a half. He almost had 2 on the same play.
He wanted to throw this ball back. Watch, he's going to fake to Slayton. Now he's going to look back to the right side. When the throwback. Now he's just trying to make something out of nothing.
How about Moses staying with it?
Yeah, he tripped him up.
Phil Brady will probably do the pooch kick. Here it comes. Looks like a good one. Boy, was it ever. Looked like he dropped it inside the 5 unless they bring it out a little bit farther. No, they're still walking up. Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. It's at the 9-yard line, though. 28-yard punt. Georgia finally got a stop. They've got the ball back. They got a big target in their tight end. He might be used when they get it when we return. 8:49 to go 3rd quarter.
Jerry Rice, football legend. Stacy Keebler, world's hottest wrestler. Kenny Mayne, big league broadcaster. These 3 stars have never had a training camp like this.
What have I gotten myself into?
ABC Thursday. They're in for a new ball game. Who will rise? Who will fall? And will one be the champion?
Football is easy. This is hard.
Dancing with the Stars, live 2-hour premiere. Thursday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
I ran the 800. I studied mechanical engineering and industrial design. I was a conference champion. I graduated with a GPA of 3.2. It took hard work, discipline, and stamina. And believe me, I rely on those things every day raising my daughter.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
Each year, 1 out of every 3 seniors over 65 will have a serious fall. Even with a phone in every room, the chance of reaching one of them in a fall emergency is less than 10%. But Life Alert can get you help fast, even when you cannot reach a phone.
When you have a heart attack like I did, and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Because of Life Alert, I have the ability to not feel alone, and my independence is possible because of it.
Life Alert can also be a great alternative to a retirement home.
I couldn't handle the alternative of going to a nursing home. If it wasn't for my Life Alert, that's where I'd be.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone. And that's why I wear one.
Please call 1-800-948-8844 for free information about Life Alert. That's 1-800-948-8844. Or visit us on the web at the address on your screen. Don't delay. Call us now at 1-800-948-8844.
West Virginia continues to lead by 10, 8:49 remaining with no further damage done if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, as that sack by Quentin Moses effectively took West Virginia out of field goal range and forced the punt. Bad news for Georgia, as if they didn't have crummy field position the whole first half. Bob, this is the worst they've had.
Well, it's like I say, it's a credit to the Mountaineers if they give the ball up, give it up back down there.
Brown hit in the backfield, got about 2 yards. Georgia in the first half, first of all, they couldn't get things going with a couple of punts, and then it got worse. Well, first they fumbled, Ware did, and then Shockley fumbled the other one.
Their first 4 drives, they had 61 yards and 2 turnovers. In the last 3 drives, they had 250 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Now in a perfect scenario, they'd like to go 91 yards for a touchdown. They'd take any kind of points out of this drive, I'm pretty sure, trailing by 10. DJ Shockley in the shotgun. Sets up near his own 2-yard line and throws across the middle. Brown's got a first down and a little bit more. Thomas Brown squirts out of there. Out to the 23-yard line. Some breathing room now for Georgia. Pickup of 12.
There's a missed tackle there by one of the linebackers. They said earlier in the ball game, tackles and takeaways. They got a couple of takeaways. They turned into 14 points. They got to come up and make the tackles when they got the opportunity.
Both Brown and Lumpkin have touchdown runs tonight. Thomas stays in there as the tailback. And DJ Shockley fakes it to him and then counters with a run of his own. And steps out of bounds prior to the first down marker. Dean McCann forced him out. Georgia offensively in the first half, we mentioned Brown and Lumpkin. They were a big part of the ground game, and obviously DJ Shockley's always going to be the man with the passing statistics. 11-18, 135. Brown with a touchdown run of 52, among that 66. And Leonard Pope with a touchdown catch, part of 4 receptions in the first half. So Georgia with a second down and a long 2 at their own 31-yard line. Brown again a first down. Needed 2 and got 3. Ernest Hunter, the nose tackle, one of the first to get to him. There's Big Leonard, 4 catches so far in the ball game. Out of Americus, Georgia, and he might end up being the leading receiver on this team if it keeps going this way tonight. The last tight end to lead Georgia in receiving was Kirk Warner way back in 1989, and everybody pretty much says this guy at the next level will be a heck of a player too. Yet to be determined, but he's got the frame for it.
He's got a frame. He's got a 6'8" frame on him.
Shockley's got a man open. It's Brown, and he kept his balance somehow, and he got about 6 yards at the end of the play. Great second effort by Brown. Maybe second and third effort, in fact.
Brown must have been watching some ESPN Classic or something of Randall Cunningham being able to get a hand down and keep that balance as he gets on the sideline. Looks like he's pinned going down. Watch the hand right there. The good balance, the leg drive, get back under the body. Couple extra yards.
Remember, he got hammered by Jay Henry, the linebacker, on his long touchdown run and kept his balance just like that and bounced it outside and went the distance.
Wicks, the strong safety, missing the tackle.
First down, Georgia. Shockley play action. Sets up and fires, incomplete, intended for Pope again.
That's poor posture, poor throwing motion there. Got to move your feet, keep your feet moving. Your head moves around, your eyes look and find somebody. But when you find somebody that's a little bit different where your feet are, then you got to adjust your feet and shoulders and throw the football.
10-1 as a starter, DJ Shockley. Remember, he missed the Florida game. Joe Tereshinski started that game. Georgia lost that. The only one that DJ lost this year was to Auburn. They gave up the same amount of points as you're looking at on the scoreboard right now. 31. They lost it in a one-point game. Here comes a blitz. Shockley in trouble. Throws wide sides. Got a man. Complete. Mario Raley, who had a big catch earlier, is out of bounds about a yard shy of the first down. Here's a big 3rd down and 1 coming up.
Georgia is slowly moving away from their own end zone where they started this drive and has started every drive.
Georgia comes in with an extra lineman and an extra tight end. They got all the big dogs in there.
Oh, yeah.
3rd down and a yard. Brown. Fumble! West Virginia says they have it, and they do. There is a man down for West Virginia. And now he's up.
You talk about a huge play. This is the 3rd forced fumble in this ball game by West Virginia.
Jay Henry forced the fumble. Somebody got on top of it for the Mountaineers, and they stop a Georgia drive dead in their tracks.
Here's big news on term life insurance. Now you can get the protection your family needs from one of the nation's most respected insurers at great rates. Matrix Direct now offers quality coverage from American General Life, a highly rated insurer with over 75 years of experience. A 40-year-old man can get a $250,000 policy for less than $14 a month. A 40-year-old woman can get that same coverage for less than $12 a month. This is insurance you can depend on from American General Life, one of the nation's strongest insurance companies. American General Life will be there when you need protection most. Call now for your free quote on quality term life insurance. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation.
Call Matrix Direct now for your free quote. Call 1-800-372-8011. It only takes 5 minutes to get a free quote. That's 1-800-372-8011. Or visit AIGTermLife.com.
It's the first step towards Super Bowl 40, NFL Wild Card Saturday. First, will Portis and the Redskins be ready for their rematch against Gruden and the Buccaneers? Then, can the Jaguars take down the defending champion Patriots dynamic duo of Belichick and Brady? Who will advance? Who will go home? NFL Wild Card Saturday doubleheader coverage begins Saturday at 3 Eastern on ABC, home of Super Bowl 40.
Hi there, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
The crowd at the Georgia Dome, 74,458. It's about 5,000 off the Nokia Sugar Bowl record, but of course that's when it's in the Superdome, and that's a bigger place, and we hope they're getting it put back together for next year. DJ Shockley, first down, over the middle, got it to Massaquoi. Massaquoi got tattooed as he got about 9, almost 10 yards before Jay Henry made the stop. Jay Henry, the linebacker, one of the Academic All-Americans, twice, as a matter of fact. Never had anything but an A in his whole life.
Not an A-minus?
Not an A-minus even.
Not a B?
Not even a B. Out of Jenks High School in Tulsa. Helped them to the Class 6A title for Coach Trimble down there. Smart player. All the guys that he lives with are about 3'2" and above, and he's so far above them that they say it makes him kind of sick sometimes that he can't get a B. A couple of his teammates said, you know, I never had more than a C, so I don't know how to act around him.
Jeff Castile, the defensive coordinator, says I got to stay on my toes because he'll correct me if I don't say something right or do it the right way.
Massaquoi did get a first down.
You know, Jay is only 2 classes away from a finance degree, and he says his goal is to stay in school and going for a double major in 2007. So he's got his mind set on all the right priorities.
I think he's only got 21 hours more to get that double degree. Good football player, too. 6'2", 225, a junior. He's made some big hits tonight. The last one, though, he made about a foot too late for Massaquoi to get the first down. Georgia with a first at their own 42. A little over 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Dogs trail the Mountaineers by 10. Look like they might blitz DJ Shockley here. They come with a delayed blitz. Shockley in trouble. Got rid of it. Almost completed it to Leonard Pope. Coming up ABC Thursday, the show that swept America off its feet is back. 10 new celebrities take on the toughest challenge of their lives. Who will rise, who will fall, who will be crowned dance champion. New steps, new stars, new season. It's Dancing with the Stars 2-hour season premiere live. Comes up Thursday at 8, 7 Central, only on ABC.
I enjoyed that show last year. Jerry Rice going to be on that, I saw.
In my younger days, I should have been on that.
I was thinking about that, Swanee. You probably could still do it.
Well, he thinks he could. From the 42. Lumpkin out to the 45 as now they give Lumpkin a chance because Ware has fumbled, Brown has fumbled, Shockley has fumbled. Lumpkin has held on to it, and he's the bigger back of the 3 that they use. 211-pounder. Actually, Ware's pretty good size, too. Both those guys well over 200 pounds. Third down for Georgia. Third down and 7.
Georgia is 3 of 7 converting third down conversions.
Only 2 wide receivers. Blitz coming. Shockley steps up in the pocket. Now trying to find some room on his own. DJ Shockley's got a first down. Inside the 40. All the way down to the 34-yard line.
Now, you don't teach that. That's just a big play that DJ Shockley makes for himself. When you take DJ, that's what you get in the package. You got somebody that's going to drop back, look around. Nobody was open. The protection is there. He steps up. He looks around. Nobody's covered. So, all right, let me go up and see if I can get a first down.
DJ's got 71 yards rushing now. He was the MVP of the Southeastern Conference Championship game in the win over LSU. Threw a couple of touchdown passes to Sean Bailey in that one. Now look at his numbers here. 71 on the ground, 176 in the air. Less than 2 minutes to go. Third quarter. Shockley loads and fires to the end zone. Man there, got him! Touchdown! A.J. Bryant! A couple hours before the game, we had a tornado warning in Atlanta. Now we got a dog watch. 31-27. Brandon Coutu, the extra point is good. And the crowd ignited by DJ Shockley.
Shockley saw he had single coverage and did a good thing. He just threw it up, and he trusted that Bryant would take care of him. Bryant not only took care of him, but he caught the touchdown.
To play professional volleyball, you better be in great shape. To play at age 41, you better be in the best shape of your life. How do I do it? Bowflex.
Introducing the all-new Bowflex Extreme 2. Now you can get great results faster than ever.
I've been an athlete all my life, and nothing works better than Bowflex. I've been on this machine for 6 weeks and packed 12 pounds of muscle onto my frame.
Call right now for your free DVD that tells you all about Bowflex.
I put the Extreme 2 to the test. I got pumped arms, ripped abs, and legs of steel. Let's face the facts, we all get older, but we sure don't have to look it. I'll admit it, I want to look good and perform well at the beach. But if I'm out slamming it with 20-somethings, I need the kind of shape that only comes from strength training with Bowflex.
Change your body in one easy 20-minute workout, done just 3 times a week. The new Bowflex Extreme 2 features a no-cable change pulley system, delivering faster workouts than ever, because you don't have to change cables between exercises.
That cuts down on my workout time, which allows me to do more of the things that I want to do.
If you're serious about losing weight, getting fit, and getting in awesome shape, then check out the new Extreme 2.
To be back playing pro volleyball after leaving the tour over 10 years ago is amazing. If you want real results real fast, you need a real Bowflex. Believe me, there are great advantages to having a Bowflex body.
Call right now for this free DVD or order directly from Bowflex for only $25 a month. Call today or visit them online.
I'm 41 years old, and I'm in the best shape of my life.
Hi there, I'm Mike Hall, coming to you from the U. We hope you're enjoying this ESPNU Encore presentation. ESPNU is your 24-hour home for all college sports. Due to time constraints, we now move you ahead in the action.
I can tell you the dog pound down there in the end zone is not going to make it easy on Pat White. West Virginia lines up at their own 5-yard line, and that is almost all red and black in that end zone down there.
Well, there is red and black almost the entire stadium. That's not to say there's not any yellow. There's a lot of yellow also.
White fell down but got it to Slayton. And Slayton's going to be swarmed under at the line of scrimmage. White did the smart thing. He got up under center and snapped it in a hurry, but then he ran into his tailback just trying to get him the handoff.
I think what normally happens there when that is one of the offensive linemen takes a drop step and steps on the foot of the quarterback. I think the right guard that time may have done that. Stanchik.
Would they throw from their own end zone when they don't throw very often? 2nd and 10 from the 5. Slayton, and again he's dropped this time for a yard loss. Jarvis Jackson with the stop. Swanee.
Well, Brad, you mentioned the fact that they're backed up and the Georgia fans are yelling and screaming. Number 76, Dan Moses, the center, he snaps the ball on his own cadence. So he's not listening for a snap count from his freshman quarterback. What he's getting from him is a ready signal, and then after the quarterback has got the offense set and he signals that he's ready, then Dan Moses snaps the ball when he's ready. So therefore the offensive line is just looking at the ball, not listening to anything.
Deafening down there in that end zone right now. White straight ahead on his own. Georgia can't bring him down, and he gets a first down.
That is huge.
That is a big run on 3rd and 10. He gets 13 yards. So that quiets the crowd in the end zone.
Take a look from above. Just a quarterback draw or quarterback trap to the left side. They weren't throwing it out of their own end zone, that was for sure.
We just grabbed number 65, Jeremy Sheffy, and said, I'm going to hold on to your rear end. Let's go. And a gain of 3 on the play for Slayton. Swanee was talking about the center, Dan Moses. Almost didn't end up being a center. In his first start at center against Maryland this year, first 2 snaps in the shotgun right over Bednarik's head. Rich Rodriguez told us, he said, I had one more snap in him and I was yanking him out of there and he wasn't going to be a center, and he went on to be named 2nd team All-American. He's improved.
Oh, he's the key to that offensive line.
2nd and 7. Play action. White got around one guy. And a second. And almost a third. Jarvis Jackson finally brought him down, but he scampered for 6 more yards, and it's 3rd down and 1.
It's amazing the composure of that young man. He looks so young, but yet just so cool in the face of all these guys. I get rid of you, I'll get rid of this one, and I'll still get up for the 1st down. You know, he's going to be something special.
And the officials.
Georgia had to call a timeout.
Georgia's going to call timeout.
University of Georgia, timeout number 1.
Georgia trailing in the ball game and have to use a timeout. 9:23 in the 4th quarter.
Out west, young man, for this recruiting visit. Stopping by with Tom Luganbill and Mike Hall. What's going on with Washington?
Well, they're trying to rebuild right now, and they got a great one here in Jake Locker. Reminds me an awful lot of Drew Stanton with the running ability of former Arkansas quarterback Matt Jones. Great athlete here, big-time passer. Then they get down into California with James Montgomery from Rancho Cordova High School, a power back between the tackles. And that's what Washington's going to have to do, Mike. They got to get in California to get that program back to where it needs to be.
More on this and everything else across the nation February 1st for National Signing Day.
The time has finally come. We've waited all season. USC, 34 straight victories, 2 Heisman Trophy winners, an offense that cannot be stopped. Texas, unbeaten for 19 games, a quarterback who does it all, and a defense that packs a punch. The Trojans, the Longhorns, the national championship. The Rose Bowl game presented by Citi, Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC.
Dish Network Pay-Per-View presents $1.99 movies only on the Last Chance channel.
What kind of simulation is this?
What it's like to be inside the mind of the sociopath.
He's marked us. What is this killing?
This movie's available for a limited time. Order it now before it's gone for good.
2 watches, 2 traps. What time are they set for?
They're set for now.
Go to channel 538, the Last Chance channel, where $1.99 delivers the greatest movies from Dish Network Pay-Per-View.
You fall at home. Life Alert can get you help fast, even when you cannot reach a phone.
When you have a heart attack like I did, and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone. And that's why I wear one.
Please call 1-800-948-8844 for free information about Life Alert. That's 1-800-948-8844, or visit us on the web at the address on your screen. Don't delay. Call us now.
4th quarter, 9:23 to play, 31-28. And West Virginia's got a 3rd down and a yard to go with the ball at their own 27-yard line. White, last time on 3rd down, took a direct snap and picked up a 1st. This time he gives it to Schmidt, the fullback, and he's got the 1st. Out across the 30 to the 31. 3rd time now Schmidt has run for a 1st down on 3rd down. So the big guy's paying his dividends tonight and putting together a heck of a game as far as yardage.
West Virginia, as far as average field position in the 1st half, they started about their own 40. In the 2nd half, they've been backed up around their own 25-yard line.
After that carry, Bob Schmidt's got 82 yards, a career high. 1st down at the 31. White's going to flare it out. Whoop, even out of the hands of the intended receiver, Darius Renard, who was shaken up earlier in this quarter. And look at that. White's always saying, hey, that was my fault. Big smile on his face. Talk about people and teams that are affected by Hurricane Katrina and Rita. That's why we're here tonight instead of the Superdome. Pat's dad is a local fire chief in Daphne, Alabama. That's only about 11 miles south of Mobile. And, of course, that whole area was hit, too. So his family was affected as well. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Georgia has not come up with a big defensive play tonight. Almost a face mask there, I think there was. Flags fly all over the place. As Pat White's head does not go in that direction without some impetus from somebody.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
It's on Jeff Owens, a defensive lineman who made the All-SEC freshman team. Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, I'm standing on the Mountaineers sideline where the original Sugar Bowl trophy that was made in 1935 is located. Interesting story. Greg Blackwell, who's the director of communications for the Sugar Bowl, and Paul Houlihan went in after they were evacuated, came back to the Sugar Bowl to recover some things out of the Superdome that were there. The room was absolutely looted. It had been guarded by the 82nd Airborne, which Greg was a member of the 82nd Airborne 2 decades ago. The only thing they didn't take or destroy was this original priceless trophy. He took it, and Paul Houlihan will get to call this play, Brad.
That trophy might be going to West Virginia. Slayton's second 52-yard touchdown run. .187 yards for Slayton.
It's just good blocking up front by the offensive line.
McAfee in for the point after. And it's up and good. Big plays. We talked about how good this team rushes the football. Between White and Slayton against Pittsburgh, those two alone rushed for 399 yards. And now Slayton's got 187 on his own, including this one, Bob.
Take a look. Here's a linebacker over there. He should be right here. The play's going to come right at us. Well, look at this. The linebacker goes out. The blocks are here, right where the linebacker should have been. That's Taylor. No, I'm sorry, it's Jackson, number 45. Taylor went to the left. Jackson blitzed around, and the offensive line just picked up everybody else inside.
Georgia only gave up 124 yards a game on the ground this year. They've given up 210 more than that. West Virginia has 334 yards rushing.
I can't tell you how impressed I am with this Steve Slayton. He only carried the ball 8 times in the first 4 games. And since that time, he had 924 yards coming into the ball game.
Throw another 187 on the fire. Swanee, that valuable trophy made it through Katrina. I don't know if it'll make it through Morgantown.
Well, it won't make it through Morgantown as long as they don't try to set it on fire. But Greg Blackwell took possession of this, traveled it around as he was displaced because of Hurricane Katrina, and he actually drove it here to Atlanta himself so it could be here for this Sugar Bowl game. Guys?
The kickoff is deep. Georgia's going to try to run it back. And probably shouldn't have. Thomas Brown leveled at the 10-yard line. Now this is a second BCS game. 2 more to come. 2 guys that have won 712 games between them and 4 national titles get together in the FedEx Orange Bowl tomorrow night at 8 Eastern right here on ABC Sports. Joe Paterno and the Nittany Lions against Bobby Bowden and the Seminoles of Florida State. Young man, you deserve a quick sip or 2. Both of you. In 9 plays. And now Georgia knows what they must do. 8.5 minutes to play with 2 timeouts left and trailing by 10. They've driven long tonight several times. 80 and 90-yard drives. Shockley on the throw and completes it. Nope, incomplete. They're going to say Lumpkin, and it hit the ground. Bobby Hathaway was covering.
Georgia has had 11 possessions of the football tonight, and 9 of them have started at or inside their own 20-yard line.
It's just really hard when you do that, and then you turn it over 3 times to have any chance to win a ball game.
I'm not so sure that was a smart move, bringing that ball out. It was 6 or 7 yards into the end zone.
Yep. DJ Shockley in the gun. Over the middle and delivered high. Incomplete. Raley was the intended receiver.
See, those are the passes that DJ Shockley has to hit 95, 98% of the time. The little swing out of the backfield, the route coming across where you just see the guy. You've got to hit that. You just can't miss this one.
Just floated it and really couldn't hold on. I talked about the noise Pat White had to face in the other end zone earlier. Mostly West Virginia fans down there where Shockley and the Georgia offense is with a 3rd and 10. Trying to slip screen to Massaquoi, and I think he got a first down. Wow. Nice second effort by Mohamed Massaquoi, the freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And Georgia still has life.
First down. You know, what a great job Mark Richt has done. Take a look at this effort by Massaquoi. I thought he was going to be way short, but he makes a nice run after the catch.
Got it out to the 20. A little bit more room to work, but under 8 minutes now for Georgia, trailing by 2 scores. Shockley over the middle to Pope on the run, and he got about 7 more. Dragged down by Mark Magro, the inside linebacker. These fans take a collective gasp right there. You could almost hear the stadium get quiet all at once because they know they've got to come to life for the next 7 minutes and change for their teams.
I don't think anybody's left.
I don't either.
It's after midnight. And there's nobody's left the stadium.
Shockley. Massaquoi might have caught it with second effort. A flag flies in. Possibly an interference call or a holding call on the defense. He was trying to find the handle on that football as he was driven backward. Here's the call. Maybe.
I think he's going to hit him a little early.
Interference on the defense. Automatic first down.
Hit him a little early.
Well, first down by penalty for Georgia.
Watch the receiver come in from the back. The linebacker on the inside there is going to hit him. Right there. Yep. That's a good call.
It's a bang-bang play. Good call.
It's a good call by the official.
Got him right in the small of the back as he was trying to go vertically to catch that ball. First down now for Georgia at its own 31-yard line. Running out of time, though. Closing in on the 6.5-minute mark. Shockley, quick throw, and again, he gets Pope sliding instead of in stride, but they'll take anything they can get right now. But they're going to have to start to hurry pretty soon. Huddling is something that's just wasting time. In front of almost 75,000 folks, the 72nd Nokia Sugar Bowl. If you're just joining us, this game transplanted for the first time in its history to Atlanta because of the damage done by the hurricane to the Superdome. And from what we understand, hopefully next year, by November, they can play football down there again, both college and pro.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? That'd be a great celebration.
Sure would. Lumpkin on the carry, and no, excuse me, it is Lumpkin. He got the first down behind the block. Up front on a 2nd and 3. Wednesday nights, will it be the best championship game in college football history? We'll find out. Number 1 USC, number 2 Texas. One's won 34 in a row, the other 19 straight. They'll do battle for the national championship in the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Wednesday night, 8 Eastern right here on ABC. Vince Young, who had the sensational season leading the Longhorns to a unblemished record against Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush and Lendell White and all the stars that USC has. DJ Shockley, play action. Flushed out of the pocket by Hunter. Wants to throw. Going to go long. It's got a man open right now, but it's too late. And now another flag. Might have pass interference. McClendon was all alone back there. And that's a smart play because it doesn't get spotted down there.
Yeah, he was open by 15 yards. He just couldn't get the ball to him. And with the pass interference, it's only a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
He was open by about 15 yards, but DJ was running for his life against the grain and had to try to wind up and throw it as far as he could.
On the defense, number 23, 15-yard penalty, previous spot, automatic first down.
Here's the receiver. He's just going to go straight down the field.
In the NFL, this is a 50-yard penalty.
Now there he is. Now he was about 15 yards. Now come on, get here, hurry, hurry.
He looked like Andrew Jones waiting for that one. So it's first down though in West Virginia territory at the 43-yard line. Massaquoi, McClendon, the wide receivers with A.J. Bryant joining him in the slot. Georgia pretty much forced to pass here. Shockley back, wants to go back deep down the middle. He's got a man open, got him! It's McClendon, touchdown! Georgia won't go away. Shockley to McClendon, 43-yard touchdown. Katu in for the point after. It's up and good. 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in regulation. West Virginia 38, Georgia 35. Now the question, can Greg Blue and the Georgia defense slow down the high-powered Mountaineer offense? A lot of football left with 5 minutes to go. Don't go away.
Penn State, Florida State, the FedEx Orange Bowl tonight on ABC.
You already know that college is expensive, and more bills will be arriving soon. You need money for next semester's tuition, books, living expenses, a computer, and other costs. A Chase Education loan can help. You can get up to $30,000 a year for most college expenses, mailed to your home in about a week. It's easy. Students can apply by phone or online in as little as 15 minutes. And unlike other consumer loans, repayment can begin after graduation. If financial aid and federal student loans aren't enough, call 888-663-4408 or visit chaseed43.com. That's 888-663-4408 or chaseed43.com.
Dad!
Oh, yeah?
I'm getting a dorm room too, right?
Right. You're going to live in a dorm room and Mommy and I are going to live in a nice cardboard box.
Act now. For a limited time, you'll receive a $100 Best Buy gift card with your loan.
Scott? Mm-hmm. Did you possibly switch chairs with me?
No, not me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Good luck finding your chair, LeBron.
Okay. Okay.
天气预报：今天和星期三将会持续低湿度和晴朗的气候。消费者。
Houston means that I'm one day closer to you. I love Houston. Houston means that makes me well, honey, Houston.
Well, partner, three-point game. Last team that has the ball wins. What do you think?
Well, I'm impressed with West Virginia, and I'm impressed the way Georgia's come back. But I think the one that's pulling the biggest and the hardest is the Big East. This would be a huge win for the Big East.
No doubt. Looking for their 11th win. The Mountaineers of West Virginia never won a Sugar Bowl, never been in a BCS game. Georgia won the Sugar Bowl 3 years ago. We were there as they beat Florida State, as Mark Richt beat his mentor, Bobby Bowden, and now DJ Shockley with that touchdown. Responsible for 28 touchdowns this season, which passes Frankie Sinkwich back in the 40s, and David Green, what he did back in 2002 in third place. We'll take another look at the touchdown following Katu's kickoff. Rivers and Lewis back waiting on it. It's going to be Lewis, and he'll bring it from about 2 yards deep. Got across the 20, but not by much. Shot to about the 22-yard line. Marcus Brown made the stop. Again, some pushing and shoving after the play, and you don't want to have a penalty determine the outcome of the ball game, and the officials do a nice job of getting in the thick of things and getting everybody out of there. Let's take another look at the touchdown.
Well, here you go. Quarterback is going to roll this way right here, and here is the receiver. Here's the defensive back. The receiver just going to go down and run across his face and down the middle. You see right there, puts the outside move, and then now he's wide open. He's behind the defensive backs. Quarterback makes a great throw. Shockley needs to work on some of his shorter throws, moving his feet. He doesn't move his feet when he moves his direction of throwing the football.
4 80-yard plus touchdown drives. I think Georgia's not earning their yards tonight. White, quarterback draw. And he almost got into the secondary. Greg Blue put a stop on him at about the 27-yard line. Brian McClendon, remember the game we did against Georgia Tech on ABC, had the game-winning touchdown in the closing minutes. And he's got the touchdown that has him back to within a field goal. A career-long 43-yarder for Brian McClendon, whose daddy was a Bulldog and a SEC Player of the Year. Willie, the tailback for the Dogs back in '78. So he's a second-generation Bulldog. Second down and 5. White's got 4 receivers, 2 on each side, but he'll keep it on the ground himself. And now he's got some room to run. Got a first down, out at the 34-yard line. They just can't bring this guy down. He's slippery and shifty, and he's got the wiggle that Bob talked about. Not only that, he's got speed.
Things are looking up in Morgantown for this offense. They've got 8 starters. Actually 9 starters returning, plus these 2 outstanding freshmen, White and Slayton, at quarterback and running back.
And look at on the freshman rushing list, White 4 and Slayton 2. And White now has 67 yards on the ground. Remember, Schmidt, the fullback's got 82. Slayton's got about 190. Slayton again. First down, West Virginia. Out to the 47-yard line. Another 12-yard gain.
The score is 38-35. Coming into this game, both defenses were ranked in the top 10. Georgia, in fact, was the number 4 scoring defense in the nation. They only given up 15 points a game. West Virginia was the number 8 total defense in the nation. All those numbers are out the window.
They're all out the window. Slayton now officially has got 200 on the ground. And a first and 10. Using all the clock they can. Same play. Slayton broke 1 tackle and drags Blue and another guy with him. Got about 3 yards, but that's out of bounds and stops the clock. Swanee?
Bob and Brad, remember the first game of the year that we did? West Virginia at Syracuse.
Right.
You watch these 2 teams, those 2 teams. West Virginia, not nearly the team it is today then. And one of the many questions that Rodriguez had about his team was 1, maturity, and 2, team speed. He didn't know how much maturity they were going to have and how much team speed. I think he got it all.
I do too. They seem to be getting faster by the carry. White option pitch, a dangerous one, and Slayton's dropped in his tracks by Tim Jennings. It's the one time they've tried a deep pitch tonight. At least they haven't had too many, and it lost yardage.
Well, this is one time where Georgia had everything covered. They had the fullback covered, they had the quarterback covered, and they had the pitch covered.
Tim Jennings has made some nice open field tackles tonight.
And he's not the biggest of fellas, only 5'8". But he was up to the task on that one.
Can they bottle up Pat White? Georgia on a 3rd and 11. At times they've been able to, at times they haven't. Here he goes again. This time they've got it. He crossed midfield to the 49, maybe even the 48-yard line, but it's 4th down. And the clock winding down. Remember, Georgia has used a timeout in this half, so they only have 2 remaining. And the clock continues to run. Valuable seconds, obviously.
Yeah, I think if I were Georgia, I would have called a timeout. You never get those seconds back.
Hartrick hoping that Willie Martinez defense could do the job, and they did on that 3rd down play. And now West Virginia can let it wind on down. They won't have to call a timeout if they choose for another couple seconds. They take it all the way down to 1:45. And now the Mountaineers with a 4th down will take a timeout. We'll take it as well. 1:45 remaining in regulation. West Virginia 38, Georgia 35.
Here's big news on term life insurance. Now you can get the protection your family needs from one of the nation's most respected insurers at great rates. Matrix Direct now offers quality coverage from American General Life, a highly rated insurer with over 75 years of experience. A 40-year-old man can get a $250,000 policy for less than $14 a month. A 40-year-old woman can get that same coverage for less than $12 a month. This is insurance you can depend on from American General Life, one of the nation's strongest insurance companies. American General Life will be there when you need protection most. Call now for your free quote on quality term life insurance. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation.
Call Matrix Direct now for your free quote. Call 1-800-372-8011. It only takes 5 minutes to get a free quote. That's 1-800-372-8011. Or visit AIGTermLife.com.
Get all the college hoops you can handle with the ESPN Full Court pay-per-view package.
Unbelievable!
Catch the free preview January 6th through the 13th. Yes! Top conferences. Critical matchups you won't get without ESPN Full Court. Hoops heaven from the people who live and breathe college basketball. ESPN Full Court. Watch on TV or online. To order, call your pay-per-view provider or go to ESPN.com, keyword Full Court.
You're watching the Nokia Sugar Bowl on ABC Sports.
West Virginia took over with 5:13 left on the clock. 6 straight runs. Brandon Coutu is trying to warm up his leg in hopes that he could have a chance to tie this game. But right now, it's Phil Brady's time to punt. Georgia has 2 timeouts left. 1:45 to play in regulation. And now they're going to fake it. Brady, the punter's got a 1st down. And that might just sew up the Nokia Sugar Bowl for the Mountaineers. They ran the widespread look again with their punting formation. They had 3 guys over to the left, and Brady just followed them. It's been that kind of game.
I noticed this once before when West Virginia were punting. Everybody was running down the field, and Georgia was running with them.
And now, unless West Virginia puts it on the ground, they should be able to ice this game away.
It's a gutsy call by Rich Rodriguez. Watch these guys right here. All those guys. Now watch when the white shirts, the red shirts take off with them.
And Brady with a 1st down run, a huge play. 1:10 remaining. West Virginia in control, it appears now.
Every day is a wonderful day at the Disneyland 50th anniversary. Come celebrate with us.
If it's played on a campus, it's on ESPNU.
Touchdown. Unbelievable.
college sports action all year long.
Another great play. He's got it. At the buzzer!
Here's what's playing tonight at 6. Big Ten basketball. Michigan takes on the Indiana Hoosiers. At 8, in case you missed it, catch Notre Dame and Ohio State in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. ESPNU, always in season.
Brett Favre is the toughest guy to ever play the position of quarterback.
Get out of here. Michael Vick has the most talent of anyone playing.
Peyton Manning's already filling up the record book.
Excuse me? Tom Brady's got 3 rings. Enough said. Well, I like Sports Illustrated.
I read it cover to cover. I would never miss a week of SI.
There's one thing every sports fan can agree on. Sports Illustrated. Now, when you order 6 months of SI, you can get 6 additional months absolutely free.
Can't argue with that.
That's 28 issues of $110 value, yours free.
Tim Duncan is the best go-to guy in the NBA.
Pound for pound? I'm taking Allen Iverson.
Kobe. Shaq. Kobe. Shaq.
Come on.
Call now. Use your credit card and get 6 additional months of SI absolutely free when you order 6 months for only $40. Save over 65% off the cover price. Don't miss this chance. Get 6 months of SI absolutely free.
Call 1-800-553-3500 now or go online to sitvoffer.com.
You all right? Yeah. Just an old football injury. Tore my rotator cuff against the Giants in '88. Got to play hurt, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I burnt my tongue on some lentil soup last night. It really hurts.
Be okay to do the show?
Oh, yeah. I'll suck it up.
What makes them different makes them great. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
I am so tired of overpaying for health insurance.
Wow, I pay a lot less, and that covers me and my family.
If you're self-employed or an individual looking for affordable health insurance for yourself and your family, do what I did. Call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company for a free quote.
I got individual attention from a licensed Mega agent who helped me tailor a plan to match my needs and was way more than affordable.
I got great coverage at a great rate, and I could choose my own doctor on my own or from the network.
Now get this. You're covered 24/7 whether you're on the job, at home, or anywhere in the world. So, do what I did.
Call the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company for your free quote. You have absolutely no obligation except the one to yourself, your family, and your business.
Call 1-800-826-8007 for your free mega affordable health insurance quote. Call 1-800-826-8007.
Look on DJ Shockley's face tells the story. Georgia was hoping for another chance to at least tie it, but it looks like the fake punt for West Virginia will ice it for the Nokia Sugar Bowl, as Georgia's only got 1 timeout remaining with 1:13 left. And what a huge, huge win. First BCS appearance for West Virginia. They've never won a Sugar Bowl. And it looks like they've got an opportunity for Coach Rodriguez in his 5th season for one of the biggest wins in their school's history.
Well, West Virginia hasn't won many bowl games.
No, they had lost 11 of their last 12.
11 of the last 12 they've lost.
Here's a toss sweep. Slayton. And Georgia trying to stretch it out and put him down with just over a minute remaining in the ball game.
A gutsy call by Rich Rodriguez on the fake punt. You tell your punter, if it's there, take it, and if not, punt it.
Well, this is going to bring the close to our season, fellas. Another great year. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan. We've been together a long time. It's been called everything from 3 wise men to 3 stooges. And there's a possibility that Swanee may not be back with us. His future has a new dream out there. A lot of the folks know what I'm talking about. And if that higher calling comes to pass, partner, we just want to know that we're behind you all the way. We love you and good luck with your days and months ahead.
I love you, Swanee.
Bob and Brad, thank you very much. You know, I've been doing this for 29 years, and it has been nothing but a great joy and a wonderful experience for me. I just hope I can continue on and have the same kind of success for the state of Pennsylvania. But you'll always be my partners. Know that. And you'll always be on my side, and I'll be on your side. So I appreciate it a great bit.
We got your back.
We got your back. Lynn Swan. And we're down to the final minute, 5 seconds. It's been a good run.
Partner, you're always the best.
Up here in the booth with us, as always, Pat McGrath and Clint Deans, our statistician and spotter, Ryan Pullen. Pulliam, our stage manager. Paulie Barnes, our scorebook operator. Anthony Holman, our computer statistician. Bob Zinowitz is our telecommunications manager. Jenny McIver, our production manager. Jack Coffey, our tech manager. Rich Camilla and Michelle Warble, our assistants to the producer. Dick Ellis, our associate director. Matt Marvin, our associate producer. Joe Abinda, our technical director. Patty McManus. Patty Mack, our director. Our game produced by Bruce Clark. Coordinating producer of college football is Bob Goodrich. Our senior producer, Bob Toms. Executive producer of ABC Sports is Mike Pearl, and the president of ABC and ESPN Sports is George Bodenheimer. What a way to end the season in the 72nd Nokia Sugar Bowl, and what a performance by the Mountaineers of West Virginia. What a comeback by the Bulldogs of Georgia to give us a ball game. Wow, talk about fun.
There's been some surprises in this bowl season, and this may be one of the biggest. I don't think anybody gave West Virginia any chance to win this ball game here tonight.
And you know, the neat thing is when we've been around both Mark Richt and Rich Rodriguez this week, they're both two of the classiest gentlemen and young coaches to be around, both in their 5th year. And all week long when we'd see Rich, he looked like a cat that swallowed a canary. Like, you know what? I think we're a little better than everybody thinks we are.
And Mark Richt, what a great guy he is. I mean, and he's been great for the University of Georgia. I mean, he's been the best thing since Vince Dooley for the University of Georgia. I mean, he's
what a game. Good job, both teams. Congratulations to the Mountaineers, as Coach Richt is already out on the field, and they're just going to let the clock wind down as the Mountaineers of West Virginia will be the 2006 Nokia Sugar Bowl champions. There could be some furniture getting burnt up in Morgantown tonight.
After a month away, the 15th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers return home to Assembly Hall to open Big Ten play against the Michigan Wolverines. How loaded is the Big Ten Conference? The top 7 are a combined 72-9. 5 teams are ranked in the top 25. Michigan's 10-1 and off to its best start under Tommy Amaker. Indiana's 8-2. Mike Davis says this team has more talent than his team that went to the Final Four. Who are the contenders and who are the pretenders? The Big Ten season begins tonight. Welcome to Michigan basketball, presented by Bell Tire. Tonight from Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana, the curtain rises on yet another Big Ten season as the Hoosiers of Indiana host the Michigan Wolverines. Hi, everybody. Alongside former Indiana star John Leskowski, I'm Mike Gleason. Great to have you with us. Now, Laz, you look at Michigan. 2 years ago, they win the NIT. A lot of people thought they would break out last season. Tommy Amaker hit with a rash of injuries. They finished 4-12. And now this afternoon, Amaker has to deal with more news concerning injuries.
Right, a toe injury to Lester Abram. He won't play today. But good news is that Brent Petway is back, and he'll be suited, able to play tonight.
And tonight you'll see, no doubt, 2 of the best post players in the Big Ten Conference.
They really are. Courtney Sims has come a long way. Shooting percentage just wonderful, and he's a scoring leader for this Michigan team. Marco Killingsworth, his first year at Indiana, also the leading scorer. It'll be a great matchup on the inside.
Both of these clubs can shoot the rock, but if you're looking for a player with a hot hand, look no further than Robert Bateman. In his last 2 games, he's hit 10 consecutive threes. Indiana, Michigan. The tip is coming up.
Time for another recruiting visit here on ESPNU. Mike Hall joined with Tom Luginbill. Tommy, today, talk to me about LSU.
A lot of athletes, Mike. This is a very impressive class athletically. Richard Dixon out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Big-time tight end, defensive end prospect. Reminds me a lot of David Pollock, the former Georgia Bulldog. And then London Crawford out of Mobile, Alabama. This is an electrifying, big play, vertical threat as a receiver. For Jamarcus Russell, LSU's got athletes in this class, Mike.
Tom will be with us February 1st for National Signing Day. We'll have you covered like nowhere else.
There's an accident in this country every 5 seconds. Allstate thinks that's too often. So they have new rewards to encourage you to drive safely. Now, for each year you go without having one of these, you'll get $100 off your deductible. Introducing Deductible Rewards. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. Let's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
that was your car. Well, this is my parking spot. I park here every day. That's an honest mistake.
Welcome back inside Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana. It's an early 6 o'clock Eastern tip. The former Duke star Tommy Amaker, now in his 5th season as the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, looking for his 76th victory. Let's take a look now at our starting lineups, brought to you by Prairie Farms. And for the Michigan Wolverines, Horton is the guy averaging about 15 points and 6 assists. And Lester Abram out of the lineup, as Laz told you. And so they'll go with Ron Coleman, who averaged 28 points last year. Mike Davis, the former Alabama star, now in his 6th season as the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers. And Laz, let's take a look now at our Steak and Shake keys to the game. We'll get that in just a second. Courtney Sims and DJ White in the circle. Ed Hightower, Ted Hillary, and Steve Welmer wearing the striped shirts and blowing the whistles here in Bloomington tonight. The Big Ten season is underway. Great to have you with us. Graham Brown, he's been nursing a sore right knee. And Tommy Amaker says if this guy says it's sore, it must be sore because he is tough as nails. Both teams coming off of big victories to close out the non-conference season. The big lefty, Graham Brown, gets the first bucket of the ball game.
Brown doesn't score a lot, just 4.5 points a game, but looked very smooth on that move, and he's got a few inches advantage on Killingsley.
Well, Michigan comes in averaging 74. DJ White in his second start, good up and under. He hits the bucket. Hoosiers averaging 82 points a game.
Well, the shot fake made the difference there because Sims left his feet, and that gave White the easy shot.
So Michigan with an 86-69 win over Chicago State to run the non-conference record to 10-1, the best under Tommy Amaker. Here's Brown again. This time he's rejected by White, and it goes out of bounds, and it's Indiana basketball. Now, Laz, let's take a look at our Steak and Shake keys to the game.
For Michigan, it's field goal percentage. Indiana's hold their opponents at 39%. Michigan's a good shooting team, and they must pressure Indiana when they take their shots. Indiana's got to stop Sims on the inside, and Daniel Horton having a great year on the outside, and they've got to rebound. This is a big Michigan team. It's a very good rebounding team.
Indiana 8-2. Good kick out by the Hoosiers. Tommy Amaker really impressed with the spacing of this Indiana club on the offensive end of their half court.
That's been the key to Indiana's offense. If they spread out and make the defense stay with them, that gets the open shots.
Down to the baseline, last touch by Robert Vaden. You look at the series of these two schools, two storied basketball programs in the Big Ten. And Michigan's really hit a drought in the series. Last win at Assembly Hall, 1996. It's a long, dry spell. Deion Harris, last year, playing a lot of minutes with all the injuries, and Horton went out with the suspension. Tommy Amaker hoping this will finally be the breakout season for the Maize and Blue. Horton weaves his way through traffic, out of control, but Graham Brown, there he is. Kick it out to Harris, and a little bit too strong. But boy, Graham Brown, that's what he does, just keeps it alive, huh? Outside shot. They're just not falling early. Both teams have been shooting the rock well lately, Les.
Well, that's the rebounding I was talking about. Michigan, a great job there, but missed all 3 of their shots.
Courtney Sims just slapped it out of the hands of DJ White. Still tied at 2, 17:45 to go. Opening half. Coleman. He's taken 2 shots now, misfired both times. We mentioned he's had to adjust and readjust his game, averaging 28 minutes last year, under 15 minutes now. And with Lester Abram out, as Laz told you at the top of the broadcast, Coleman getting the start. DJ White, last year's freshman of the year in the Big Ten.
Very quick pace to the game so far, and I think both coaches want their team to slow down a little bit, get into regular offense.
Vaden throws it away. Indiana comes in averaging just under 16 turnovers, 15-9 to be exact. And that's the first of the ball game. There you see the numbers, 2-2, 2 high scoring clubs, Laz, and we've almost played 3 minutes as DJ White gets a breather.
Well, they're both good defensive teams. Michigan gives up 60 points a game, Indiana 63. and I think they both seem a little nervous. They don't seem to be running the regular offense. They're more one-on-one action than I think the coaches want. Both these teams are great at the assist part of the game. Indiana increased especially since last year.
So you're trying to tell me these two veteran clubs are a little bit filled with butterflies here in the Big Ten opener?
You know, you got 5 seniors starting out there out of 10, and you're exactly right. But that's what I see is happening.
Well, I guess they're human, huh? This is the curtain raiser in the Big Ten. It's supposed to be a wild Big Ten season. 4 on the shot clock. Horton rejected by Baden. Out of bounds. Michigan ball with 3 on the shot clock.
That was a switch by Indiana, and Horton, Baden had to pick up Daniel Horton. Horton used his quickness to get around him, but then Baden used the big arm to knock the ball out of bounds.
So Daniel Horton will inbound. He's really taken care of the rock. The 1 on the shot clock. Steve Ballmer said he stepped out of bounds. There's no way Michigan would have got the shot off with 1. You know, the funny thing is I don't think Horton was cognizant. I think he forgot there was only 3 on the shot clock.
Dribbling out, not looking like he was ready to take that shot. We talked about the great shooting. Michigan 8 shots already, only made 1.
In other words, you jinxed him already, right? Both plays. Strickland. Jay Ratliff. That's a 3 ball for Ratliff.
That's why Michigan's got to pressure those outside shots by Indiana. They've got 3 or 4 players who'll make that outside shot.
Ratliff only his 5th of the year, but keep in mind that he started the season banged up as Courtney Sims kisses it off the window with a nice touch.
Well, his offense has really come on strong, shooting 68% from the field. Very nice move there and a soft touch off the board.
16 above is phenomenal, but 68, and as you pointed out, Killingsworth at 65. And Killingsworth seals so well down in the paint. Listed at 270, goes about 255, 260. Sims picks up his first foul. Well, the Michigan Wolverines going to their high score. Sims averaging 16, but right now they trail Indiana by 1.
Mike Hall here in the ESPNU studios along with Tom Luginbill for a recruiting expert with Scouts Inc. Time for a recruiting visit. Let's look at Boston College. Who do they have coming in?
Well, doing a good job, but of course their class is going to be up in the Northeast. Jordan McMichael, they stole one out of Big Ten land, out of Minnesota. I like his athleticism. Ross Applegate, the quarterback from Marietta, Georgia. This guy's a sleeper. Look for him in 2 to 3 years. Darius Bagan, the safety out of New Jersey, another good player. But the move to the ACC is going to be big for him, Mike.
February 1st is signing day. We'll have it completely covered on ESPNU.
The time has finally come. We've waited all season. USC, 34 straight victories, 2 Heisman Trophy winners, an offense that cannot be stopped. Texas, unbeaten for 19 games, a quarterback who does it all, and a defense that packs a punch. The Trojans, the Longhorns, the national championship. The Rose Bowl game presented by Citi, Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC.
Yeah, the boys are asleep. I'm just getting ready for bed. So you'll be home tomorrow? Okay, sweetie. I love you. Bye. You guys okay? Hello?
This is Mike with Brinks Home Security. Are you okay?
No, someone broke down the front door.
I'm sending help right now.
Brinks Home Security protected this family, and they can help protect yours too. The Brinks award-winning monitoring center can provide a quick link to the authorities 24 hours a day, and the Brinks Standard System is a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Call Brinks now and get a free security system needs analysis, the Brinks Standard System installed for just $99, and a second keypad installed free. That's a $125 value. Plus, you could save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance. You're never really home alone with Brinks Home Security. Brinks Home Security, dedicated to rapid response and peace of mind 24 hours a day. Call now.
Back inside Assembly Hall, both teams working through the butterflies. 5-4, Hoosiers on top. Michigan 10-1, but 3 road victories already for the Wolverines, which is big for them.
Well, last year they lost to Boston U at Ann Arbor, and they only won 2 road games all year. They've got 3 already. It's a big confidence booster, Tommy Amaker mentioned, to his team to win on the road. The last time Indiana lost a home opening game in the Big Ten was to Michigan way back in '86. Michigan ranked #2 at the time. So we'll see how this plays out, Tommy.